Hello, we're live.
Are we live?
We're live.
Oh, we're live. It's alive.
Yeah. Welcome everyone to another episode of
Exactly.
Cloaks of Mine Elm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It was a lot of fun last time. I guess just before we start, I wanted to say a few things, which is just some housekeeping. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, by the way, and who are watching. Great to have you guys. Looking forward to having lots of fun. And I just wanted a bit of an exciting announcement that we got the pre-launch page for our Patreon, or not our Patreon, our Kickstarter campaign that is coming up in July. We haven't really nailed in a date for the launch, but essentially it's Mag of Holding 2, Pirates and Seafaring. So anyone who saw the first Mag of Holding magazine will know what that is. Anyone who doesn't know what it is can go check it out. I'll drop the link into the chat for anyone who's interested. You can just follow it along so you're aware of the launch when it happens. And also, just to let people know, anyone who didn't get to watch last week, Cloaks of Mine Helm is kind of down a nitty-gritty, dark fantasy setting. Low magic, but that'll probably change a little bit fairly quickly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Pouches is looking forward to having more spells.
Wow.
But yeah, it's just an interesting spin on 5e and the dark fantasy setting, and we're kind of just building it as we go along, and a lot of it's coming out in the Patreon, so we release a bunch of material each month for anyone who's interested in that. But one of the things we're trying to do or be mindful of is help getting the community to help us to develop it and have a say in it, and things that we do throughout this campaign on the Twitch stream might make it in, and all that fun stuff. So it's something that we want the community to get involved with and have a say in, and yeah, it's going to be really cool. We'll probably have more of an announcement around the Patreon in a few weeks' time, as we do the hard launch of that, because currently there isn't a lot on the Patreon page. But apart from that, that's everything from me, and I'll hand you over to our fantabulous DM, Ben.
Oh. Sorry, don't oversell me. Yeah, no, exactly. Just echo everything that Paddy said. But this week, yeah, anyone who was not here last week, essentially the brown cloaks, or this collection of 5 brown cloaks anyway, out of the old barracks, have been tasked with descending into the sewers and clearing a blockage, which sounds very mundane, but in Minehelm, that means that they have to go and slay a congealed living pile of shit and piss and alchemical waste that's flown down the drains and clogged up the sewers. Kind of like in real life, the inspiration was, if anyone knows what a fatberg is, there's things in real life sewers that like collections of fat and junk and waste that just coagulate. I was like, what if you had to kill one of those and it was trying to kill you? So yeah, also just before we start, if it's not too embarrassing, I just wish happy birthday to Michaela Navani.
Thank you.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Dan.
I got you death.
Oh, thanks. Just what I always wanted.
So,
as long as it's not
yeah.
sibling murder, we're okay.
Yeah, that would be a bit
Yes.
awkward.
Yes.
Thank you
So-
very much. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So apart from that, yeah, we
One other little
suppose-
announcement
mhm.
for all of our community out there. Our Discord has just passed 1,000 members today. So whoop whoop. Thank you to all of you
Amazing.
for joining us. And if you're not in
Wow.
the Discord, the link will be in the chat.
Yeah, it's a great place
Join
to be.
us.
Like we've amassed
Oh,
quite
totally.
the community at the moment, and everybody's quite
Yeah.
helpful, and it's good fun. It's good fun.
Yeah, that the advice and opinions channel is popping off with people getting
Very
good
interesting.
player and GM advice. Yeah. I mean, so yeah.
Good is
without
sometimes
further-
relative. entertaining is always there, but good is
Yeah.
sometimes relative.
There's never any drama in those kinds of channels.
Lively. Rules discussions.
Yeah,
No, never.
no drama.
Never. Never. No, but it's a great community. We love you all. Even Kyle, especially Kyle.
So Solo 3088 said no singing for her. I'm assuming they mean happy birthday.
I've had three separate people sing happy birthday to me in today, so I'm good. I'm good.
You're all happy birthday out.
We just
I am, yeah.
Also, honestly, you've never seen the horror of singing on Zoom, like because nothing synchronizes, so it's just like this cacophony of noise.
It's like those loop things where you have to sing, row, row, row your boat, and someone has to come in like at different stages. So, I think just before we jump back into it, before we jump to the map itself, we're just going to go to here in the sewers. But if everybody would like to, I will start. Just as I see everyone here on the screen, if everybody wants to just, for the folks at home, tell us who your name, who you're playing. I'm gonna go. First of all, let's go with Petty.
Me? Okay, so I'm playing Vorden Thalass, a human fighter who is just a dirty, smelly old man and doesn't care, or at least he doesn't seem to care. He's just generally wearing really raggy, tatty, not nice clothing under his brown cloak that he's been given by the wonderful brown cloak establishment. And he's kind of like got a beard, great hair. He looks like he's maybe been through the ringer a few times, and he's got like these weird scars and stuff on his face.
I thought you said great hair.
Oh yeah,
he does.
Because I'm worth it.
Yeah. Awesome. Fona, who's wandering the sewers?
So I'm playing Andy, who is a human rogue. She's pretty young. She is not here by she is voluntarily here, but not exactly by choice. And she would be normally wearing her lovely almost all black gear, but now she's in pretty basics with her lovely also brown cloak. And I suppose last week she very heroically ran away. So maybe she'll actually not run away this week. We'll see.
It's a winning strategy. Michaela, who's who are you rocking?
So I am rocking Navani Gallandol, who is a high elf paladin. She's got a little brother that she's looking out for. His name is Pouches. And yeah, just kind of walking into the sewer and smashing shit. That's basically what I'm doing.
Kyle, who are you playing, and how is he going to get Navani into trouble today?
So I am playing little brother Tram Scribe, who is a wizard. He's a hedge wizard, and he likes magic. And he likes to use magic. Yeah, he likes magic a little too much, especially for the authorities' liking.
Yes, because pouches or transcribed pouches should not be using magic, unlicensed, so to speak.
Yes, he is in essence an unlicensed wizard.
Yeah, and last but certainly not least, the champion, Boyd.
Hey,
who we got?
I'm Boyd, and I will be playing Dural Stonehell. He's a dwarf pugilist, a homebrew class actually that we've got permission to play with, that I'm very fond of. Basically, I'm here to punch things in the face.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, the pugilist, for anyone interested, Benjamin Huffman, the Sterling Vermin. Find it on DM's Guild. Great class. If you want to punch things, but you don't want to be all high and mighty about it like a monk, be a pugilist. Strength-based brawler. So, with that out of the way, we've all been reintroduced to these lovely people who are all about to die. Let's we find ourselves back where we left off last week, which was all of you as you were scrounging around in the sewers, in the storerooms, looking for, little bits and pieces, whatever you can find, because the Cloaks, the Brown Cloaks organization, had outfitted you just with a cloak, a club, and a conch, a little seashell, which like a whistle. So you were finding little bits and pieces, what you could cobble together, and in running into one of the storerooms, we discovered on top of a huge bag, a spilled, ripped open bag of, looks like maybe wheat or some kind of flour, is just a huge writhing mass of rats. And I think with that, we're going to, I want to see, yes, the initiative order is intact. So let me just, excuse me, I actually have to add, I have to roll initiative for these cute little guys. Just furry little friends, Just want to check. Okay, so give me 2 seconds.
There was a store in Dublin that had a sign in its window for like how to, not deal with rats, but they used the cutest, most photogenic model rat ever. That every time I saw the sign, rather than get rid of my rats, I was like, I think I want a pet rat. So maybe these are those photogenic, and for some reason they've just found themselves in the sewers of Minehelm while they're looking for their break as model rats,
Yeah, it's like reverse Ninja Turtles. They're a group of rats who've made their way to the sewer, and they're going to be trained by a turtle in the art of ninjutsu. Luckily these things roll badly. So looks like, but first, hang on now. So let me just move everyone in order. I don't know if there's a way to auto order the thing, but anyway, it looks like we are kicking off now. Just let's get this going. Forgive me, DJ. Is this going? Yeah. Yep. Okay, Andy, we're up.
Oh, Andy's first. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Andy's nicely to the back of the group though, but I don't really have anything. So, how many rats are we talking about here? There's a little wave of them coming, but are they like 10 or is there like 20?
I mean, it's like, God, how many's in a, how long's a piece of string? How many are in a swarm of rats? I'm gonna say you can see. Hang on. 23. You can see about 24 rats in this swarm. Swarming.
Okay.
So possibly more. I don't. It's difficult to tell because there's some like flour and stuff spilt underneath them, so it's kind of difficult to tell if, like, because you can see the flour, but it's like, is that sacks? Is that more rats like underneath? Yeah. So there's.
Are the rats looking at us?
Sorry. Yes, because that's where we ended last week. Yeah, they've seen you. They're aware. They don't like the look of you. They're all looking in your direction.
Do our faces look tasty to them?
Andy is going to go out on a limb here and think
that
the rats aren't actually, like, if we leave them alone with their bag of flour, they're going to leave us alone. So, possibly very naively, she's going to move around Nirvani and search these boxes while kind of glancing at the rats to see.
Yeah, sure. Give me an investigation check. It will use your action, obviously, but.
Queen of bad choices. Investigation.
Okay. Okay. Where? Okay. So.
11.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so in like as you're going through, you find some stuff. Obviously it's only in 6 seconds, so haven't found everything, but as you're going through, you kind of open like one of these little boxes. It's just got like a little rusty latch on it, and opening it, and it's full of some kind of straw. But there is a bell, like looks just like maybe iron or something. So it's like this little bell, looks like a kind of a cowbell. There is a hand drum, kind of like a bowron, and then which is an Irish, those little Irish hand drums for international viewers, and there is a flute. So it's like some sort of like little box of instruments, and you can see other things around, like around there, just like left on top of boxes. There's a rusty key, and you find a little silver spoon. From the weight of it, it seems like it would probably be about the same as a silver coin. Like it would probably fetch a silver coin, a silver piece, because it's about the same weight. But that's all that you've had time to, in the 6 seconds, kind of rummage through.
Cool.
So, is Andy bonus actioning?
No, that's what Andy's up to.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, actually, because of course, no cunning action till level 2.
Till next time. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means we're on to Vorden. So Paddy,
Okay,
what's happening?
so Vorden is going to hold his torch for him just to kind of make his way in front of pouches, and kind of look in the direction of do these rats look like they are threatening in any way, or have they taken notice of us?
Give me a survival check or a nature check, whichever you prefer. And just determine the behavior of these.
Slightly better.
Mm-hmm.
That roll.
Oh. They're sort of like Vorden. To you, it looks possibly like some kind of like mating dance or something. They're perhaps trying to entice you to mate with them.
Okay,
so
so
they're sort of wriggling around, and it's like rather seductive.
well, does one shake its booty at me?
Yeah, it's a rat booty. Yeah.
Okay, so Vorden is going to sort of put his hand back and kind of point.
You're not short. Yeah.
Yeah, point to the rats and say, "It's okay. They're mating. We shall be fine." But he's going to take a ready action just to be sure, and if they do like come towards us in a threatening manner, he's going to attack them with his torch.
Okay. Not yeah. Okay. So Vorden is that pouches.
So we all just we all played body swap now on the stream, except me apparently.
That was my fault. My internet dropped out completely there, so I apologize if I completely disappear. There's nothing I can do about it.
What happened?
I dropped internet, so it dropped me out of the Zoom call that we're all on. So that messed up the video. Sorry, Christian.
Overlay. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't have the Twitch open, so I didn't. I was like,
Oh.
I thought I got the wrong initiative. And I was like, wait, is it not pouches?
It wasn't my fault this time, Christian.
So to be clear now, Boyd, you're now Navani. Paddy, you're now Durrell, and Michaela's now Vorden.
Yeah, I think he'll sort that out. He'll sort that out in 2 seconds. Sorry.
Which weirdly,
roll
actually,
back.
Fona playing Andy just yesterday. Game I was DMing for Fona, our home game. We did 2 of the players were missing, so we actually did a Freaky Friday situation where everybody played someone else's character in a body swap. So, yeah.
I highly recommend it for any groups to do a Freaky Friday version where you get to run somebody else's body.
Yeah. So that means then it's pouches then.
Do I believe Vorden about this mating dance?
I'll leave that up to you unless you want to. Well, I mean, are you making an insight check to determine whether he's lying? I mean,
No, more. Do I believe that he has the competence to determine this, or can I take a look at these rats myself?
I mean, I think that's down to you. Do you think Pouches would trust Vorden's?
Let me think about this. The guy that does smells like he hasn't bathed in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to trust that.
You don't take him for a David Attenborough type, no?
No, not quite. It was a nature check or survival check.
Yeah, whatever.
I guess it
go with nature.
enough. He's been around a lot of rats.
That would be an 18.
Mm-hmm.
So for a total of 22.
22.
Oh, I had rolled it
at
advantage.
You figure rats, like a swarm of rats, you've been down, not necessarily like know the sewers, but just underground mage, like having to go to all these like seedy places, and growing up in the drains. You're familiar with rats, and just your estimation, things you've read, it looks like they're getting ready to like attack you because they think you're there for the food, so they're gonna, fight you, but you're not sure. You feel like they'll probably cut and run if things get dodgy, but they're definitely about to try like swarm you.
Cool. At that point, I am going to.
Wait. Shit. Pouches is exhausted.
Oh yeah, I did.
Luckily
I rolled the disadvantage.
I'll take the 11. Yeah.
You can trust me, boy. I've got your back.
Can I just say as well, thank you to Queen Maeve, who's just subbed to our channel. Thank you very much for that.
Oh,
thank you, Queen Maeve.
Awesome.
Yeah, and if anybody else wants to subscribe to us as well, it really does help us out.
Yeah, Ben has to give us extra XP if you subscribe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which means I get to make the monsters tougher, and just everybody wins except characters. So I've said it now, but let's assume that 11 was good enough to determine all those things.
I'm gonna just look over at Navani, give her. Wait, where is she relative to me? Oh yeah, she's right next to you. I'm gonna look over and I'm gonna say, "Watch this," and I'm gonna like rub my hands together, and you're gonna see these tendrils begin to like come off my hands, and I'm gonna whisper this word, and you're gonna watch one of the smaller crates shoot across the room into the rat swarm as I cast Catapult.
Oh,
okay.
My first leveled spell of the game.
Yeah.
So Catapult is a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Oh, that's a big fail. Okay, big fail. These rats. So what is that?
18 points of bludgeoning.
Ooh, let me see. Okay.
So Patches just like mutters this little word, and you watch this crate like just jump up and launch across the room into this middle of the swarm of these rats.
Yeah. So this crate just it gets hurled. It seems to be when it strikes the rats, you see it like thuds into this this big pile, and it's like scatter several of them. You hear there's squishing and squelching sounds. Blood sprays out. Several rats are thrown across the room, whack with a sort of a dull like thud and a splat into the stone wall of the sewers. And as it hits them, also a bunch of shit like flies out of the crate. There is like what you call it? There is, where is it? Sorry, I wrote it down. Yes, salt. It's just like about a pound of salt, just like smacks and scatters everywhere. And we're down to like, it looks like there's about 6 or 7 rats kind of like, wriggling their way out of this pile of corpses as this swarm is just decimated by this crate just slamming into them and just scattering them to the 4 winds.
What's wrong with you, boy? Those rats were making love. How would you like it if someone walked in on you when you were doing that and threw a box at you? Actually, don't answer that question.
We've all been there.
Yeah, and,
This is supposed to-
I'm gonna stay where I am for the end of my turn.
Okay. Navani.
Okay. So are there many of the rats left?
It looks like there's about 6 of them.
6 of them. Okay. Can I booming blade?
You can if you move up in melee.
So we'll say like there.
Yep.
And then where's my freaking character sheet?
Mm-hmm.
And then do I have to click on it?
No, so with Booming Blade, until you get to level 5, it doesn't do any extra damage unless they move. So you just roll just an attack with your weapon, and then if they move, we'll just roll the d8 for thunder damage.
Okay, so all right. Okay, so I'd use my hand axe then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get to level 5, it does additional damage on the hit.
Never mind.
Ooh. Actually, let me just double check in case. I doubt it, but just in case the AC is really shit.
First roll of the night and it's shite.
That is that is, you just missed.
Oh,
The
okay.
AC is 10.
Alrighty. I think that's me.
Okay, Doral. These guys are in here. You're standing up in the hall, and it's like someone's just like, it's like rats. I think they're mating. And you just see a crate just like fucking get launched across the room into into the corner. You're not really sure what's going on. Like you hear something about rats, and you're like, just afraid of a few rats.
Okay, he moves up north the square and sort of tries to get a better view on everything and fumbles in his pockets and blows his conch. That's my turn.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Okay. Let me check something actually about the signal whistle. See how?
Don't think it has a radius or anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it doesn't actually seem to be.
Considering we
Yeah.
all have a conch, I probably should have looked up, does it do anything except make noise?
I thought that it had a. Maybe I'm misremembering.
I looked it
something
up,
from.
I can't
Maybe
remember what
I
it
was
did.
Maybe I'm misremembering rules from like Dragon Heist or something, because there isn't any actually in the place.
All it says is a small whistle used for signaling. That's it.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. So it rings out. It's this sort of. It does kind of like sound like a whistle. It's a little deeper than a whistle, but it does give this. It sounds kind of like the sea wind. This kind of whistling sound.
Can I have
Yeah.
a free reaction to the whistle sound?
I mean, yeah. What's
Andy just wants to pocket everything she's found so far. She's like, she just heard an alarm whistle, so she's like, oh crap, get everything in my pocket.
I'm gonna say you can use your actual reaction if you want to do that to take the time to like stuff everything in. Okay.
Stuff
yeah,
everything
you're
I've
just
found
grabbing.
so far into pockets before the law shows up.
Okay. Yeah. So Doral is that? Yeah. Is
That's
that
my
what
turn,
Doral's
yeah.
doing?
Yeah,
Cool. So now the rats are going, and the few rats that are left just turn tails and start running away, and they're gonna head out this way. Navani, so if Navani wants to take an attack of opportunity, she can.
Sorry, she most certainly will be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So hand axe, and then does my booming blade do anything because they're moving?
But it didn't hit them.
All right, okay. What?
That 11, so that does hit. So, give me damage.
Okay. Isn't that both attack and damage there?
Didn't it?
No, that was
No.
your lot.
Oh, sorry.
Just
So
didn't
you
attack
just
for some
click
reason.
hand axe.
Okay.
Oh, so if you click, I see. Yeah.
No, click the word hand axe in the chat, and it'll roll the damage.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
Nice.
I did
Oh.
not know that. That is handy.
Pendexy.
And actually,
Yeah, so these like 6 rats that are like coming, and it's just like Pouches like whisper, somebody's like, "Hey, watch this," and like this big pile of rats, he just like flings, a big like crate. It's sprays, everywhere, salt goes everywhere, rat blood, and it splashed on Navani like as she was running in to attack the rats, and she missed with the attack, and then the rats start to scatter, and she just like fucking Pouches, and she just comes out with the axe, just hacking these like few rats to the left on the ground. It's like a hibachi chef, like just like, yeah, and the rats are no more. Yes, the rats are no more, and you're victorious. Final Fantasy VII victory music plays.
Love that.
Hey, who said
I
you
was
can't
actually
say-
watching Final Fantasy stuff last night. The new Netflix movie.
Oh.
There's not another one.
It's Final Fantasy 15 Kingsglaive.
I didn't.
Good or bad?
That was good. What just annoys me about Final Fantasy
Sean
movies?
Bean in it, yeah.
They go nowhere. Because they end on like cliffhangers, and then there's no next movie, and you have to go like figure out what game to play to get the rest of the storyline.
So, oh yeah, sorry, let me just clear this actually.
Sounds like most movies these days, to be fair.
Yeah.
True story.
So, you are in the storm. So, Andy, are you, Andy still searching? So, I'll say, if Andy's still looking, that the rest of what's found, in the crates, you find. So, as I said, there was the bell, hand drum, flute. There was a rusty key, small silver spoon worth about like 1 silver piece. You find 23 copper pieces scattered around. These are just like things in that little corner. You see there's a set of woodcarver's tools. There is a map case, like a little tube. There's a
Scroll case.
Leather. Well, yes, essentially, yeah, the map version of a map case containing. It's a little map. It's unlabeled. So it's like a little unlabeled map of some unspecified stretch of wilderness. Doesn't really mean anything to you. It's just like a little map, and it's got, because it's like trees and there's like some little hills, but it's also difficult because it's not labeled and there's not like many markings on it. There isn't it's difficult to tell the scale. Like this could be the map of like, a few miles, or this could be like a regional map of somewhere you're not familiar with. But it's just
Is there an
map.
X on the map in red?
No, it's just completely like it's parchment, and things is geographical features are marked out in black ink, but other than that there are no markings. You flip it over, there's no since there's nothing else on it, it's just like whether it's unfinished or not, you're not sure. It was just here amongst all the junk. And then also tucked behind the boxes, just kind of propped up against the wall, these 2 long, you're not quite sure what they're for, but they're these kind of long iron spikes, probably like about 4.5 feet long. There's 2 of them, and essentially they count as javelins. They can be used as javelins. And these 2 like big iron spikes. Yeah.
I'll have those if nobody wants them. But
So when she found the iron spike, she's gonna have like looked at them and like hefted them and then been like, yeah, they're not worth much, and she's gonna have chucked them to one side. The map will also equally have been chucked over her shoulder. So if anyone is all into their maps, a map.
Pouch is definitely seeing paper. He's gonna be like, mine.
yeah, Vorden mistakenly thought Andy was tossing the javelins out of kindness and says, "Why, thank you," and he picks them up and puts them in his bag.
Yeah.
So the first few bits she found, she had obviously like stuffed into pockets in her like panic when she heard the bell, not realizing she technically kind of is the law now. so she shouldn't be running from the bell. So then I suppose the woodcarver's tool, she probably turns back, like having like rolled them out, and she's looking at them and she's like, what the hell are these for? So if anyone spots them and is like, I know what they are, I want those, they're awesome, or I could stab people with them, one or the other.
Yeah, but it is I want to double check this because I don't know if it would be, I don't know sort of like, not the exact value, but I don't know in terms of like common knowledge in this sort of, you know, mostly medieval society, if people would know kind of how much, you know, something is worth, but like, it's not, they wouldn't be worth much, but you might be able to flog them, you know, they're tools, like somebody might buy them, a tradesman might buy them off you. But other than that, you're not sure. I think woodcarver's tools, you know, obviously it's lots of chisels and you know, things like that, essentially, and a little hammer, you know, but you're not sure what use they'd be.
I don't know. You probably see her like pick a chisel up and like mime stabbing with it to see like overarm stabby and like forward stabby, and she kind of like judges. Yeah, that's not going to be a good stabby tool.
Get the club and poof.
Deranged Rhino just subscribed.
Woo!
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
He's one of our Discord mods.
Yeah.
So
he is
really good guy.
Great dude. Yeah, he's been great. Very attentive. Great mod. So, yeah, that's kind of most of what you see. There's also some flour you probably wouldn't want to cook with now. That even before all the, like, it was bad enough when all the rats that were in the flour were alive, but now they're all dead and bleeding into the flour, and there's salt.
So what you're saying is we have the beginnings of dough.
Yeah.
Or some kind of blood pudding, you know?
Yeah,
yeah.
Make rat fritters or something. Yeah,
exactly.
So, yeah, that's the rats. So here you are. You
are there any other crates that haven't been checked yet? Just out of curiosity.
I was kind of that's kind of everything that was in the room. I probably should have kind of split up a bit more, but that's just assuming that Andy isn't kind of pretending not to be searching, but if she's searching openly, that's kind of everything that's, you know, as far as you can tell, doesn't look like there's many kind of like hidey holes or anything. It's kind of just, these are just crates and barrels. Sorry, I should have said that was for the room.
Cool.
Girl is expert fast at getting through those crates, you know.
Yeah,
well practiced.
Because that would have included, you know, stuff here as well, you know.
Swift hands. Vorden's just happy to have something other than a stick.
If no one else is going to take the wood carving tools, I'll take them. So,
sure.
Does anyone off the top of their head know how much wood carving tools weigh? Since we are playing with encumbrance here.
Yes, I'm going to continually forget to actually track your encumbrance.
You see, if you were using D&D Beyond, it would do it all for you.
I know. Does this track encumbrance? No, I don't know.
No, it just tracks total weight of your equipment.
I do like D&D Beyond, but roll 20 at that. Oh yeah.
I'm just joking.
5 pounds.
But also, that reckons 3 pounds.
I like the...
You think it's 5? Is it?
Player's Handbook says 5.
5. Thus began the platform wars.
Javelin.
Andy at this point is going to she really, really, really wants to go the direction that the rats went, because, you know, there's more sewer to explore and potential stuff to find. But she feels a little bit guilty for not saying in the last room that she heard the noise back that way. So looking somewhat like, maybe not totally sheepish, but a little bit guilty, she is going to sort of say, so there was a noise back that way, but there was also that weird fog that half choked some of us. So I think we should keep going this way, and maybe we'll find a way around.
Patch is just going to be like, I need 5 minutes, guys. That spell took a little bit more out of me than I expected. First time I tried it.
We're going to take a short rest.
Yeah. Because as any good spellcaster, I'm going to use Arcane Recovery.
Yeah. Let me see. Are we short resting just in this room?
Yeah, I'm just going to like sit on a
towards
crate
the
and
other
just be
rooms?
like,
Sure.
The sound of the sewage expelling from the pipes is making Vardis need the toilet, so he is going to go here and empty his bladder while we're doing a short rest.
Oh, his bladder. Okay. But I was like, you might want to go around the corner for that. Just, hey, it's what it's for. He's cutting out the middleman.
Andy's going to sit on one of the broken crates and give you a really terrible attempt at cowbell solo. And then probably, put the bell away again.
So I'm also going to burn my hit dice. I'm only missing 1 hit point, but I might as well go into this next fight with full health. So I'm burning a hit dice for 1 hit point.
Oh, can I do the same? Vorden looks over his shoulder and says, needs more cowbell.
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
Actually, I don't have anything metal in sight, so it's like a plastic cowbell. Woo!
So, Pouches, the exhaust. So the hour passes. Short rest, whatever everyone's doing over the short rest, passes uneventfully. There's a couple of times you hear a little bit of skittering, except towards the start, like when you go out to relieve yourself, Vorden. You're kind of looking down and you look to the left. You look to the right and you look to the left, and then coming from here, people can see it. So just that wall there. There's like a little circular sewer grate, not like a, it's just like a circular bar, little, small grate in the wall.
Right.
And you see like something like, it's you're not sure. It looks like little beady red eyes or something in the, and then you do a double take and you look back and they're gone. But apart from that, and you hear some skittering from distant pipes, and you hear some sometimes every so often the water kind of bubbles. But other than that, things are uneventful for the hour it passes without incident. And everyone is rested up. Pouches, that exhaustion from whatever that was in the previous room, actually particular exhaustion effect wears off after the short rest, so that is, he's no longer exhausted. So it's just exhaustion until you complete a short rest. So yeah.
Cool.
There we go.
I'm just trying to figure out how to roll. Okay, so Vardis is going to kind of go, guys, I think I saw something. And he's not actually sure because, he's hearing voices. So seeing things isn't a huge jump, and he's had a few things going on in his head recently, but he's going to kind of go up to the grate in the wall and kind of hold his torch out and see if there's any sign of anything, or if he was just seeing things, or.
Yeah, you see actually, you can't. It's too far for you to reach in, but there is actually a little. It looks like a scrap of parchment or something, and there's something written on it, but it's just little scratches. It kind of looks like I suppose it would be sort of like cuneiform writing in real life. Kind of it's like a series of scratches, but you're not sure if that's what it is. It could be doodles, could be a code, could be anything, but it's just seems to be a little scrap of paper that you can see in
now
there.
that I'm
Some dead
rested up,
bugs.
I'll go see what Vardis is doing. Like
Yeah.
hearing him talk and be like, he's probably gonna fall in the sewer. Let me go see what he's doing. And I'll like join him, and I'll be like, "What are you looking at?"
He moves aside and he points to the little bit of scrappy paper. He says, "What's that? You can read? You can write? Do you recognize this?" And he points to the scrap of paper in the pipe.
Mage hand through. I'm gonna summon it on the other side of the bars and just drag it close till I can pull it through the bars.
Yeah, you can do that.
So I'll like push out this
Andy-
like ghostly purple hand again and like let it drift out, grab the paper and drag it back.
Andy
and on the
has moved to the doorway and is kind of like peeking around, but staying well back away from any trouble.
yeah, pouches. Pouches can actually. It's like a little scrap of paper, so it's just like a couple of words, but pouches can actually read what is written on it. It is Arcana Obscurus, or AKA Scratch or Scrawl, which is in Minehelm, which is like Thieves' Cant, but for underground wizards. So it's so they can mark locations or write letters to places where like, hey, here's where you can find an alchemist or spell components when most people aren't supposed to be practicing magic essentially without a license. And all it says, it just says it's like a little fragment. It says it's missing the first letter, but so it says like Remers increasing, source on, and like that's it. It's just like you're not sure. It says Remers increasing, and then you see like a other little bit on the scraps. It says source on something, and then it's cut off. So it's just like a little scrap of something that someone was writing in Arcana Obscurus.
I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's just junk, and I'm gonna like kind of scrumple it up and like mime throwing it away into like the river, but gonna keep it and like tuck it away in one of my pouches.
Mm-hmm.
Notice him
Give me
doing
sleight of hand.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll give me sleight of hand, and you give me perception, Vorden.
Ooh. Oh dear.
Do I see what's going on here?
Oh, sorry, Navani's there as well. Yeah, give me perception, Navani.
17. Damn, pouches.
Man, I'm rolling shit today.
Me too. These sewers stink.
Yeah. Pouches successfully manages to kind of like he throws it, and when no one's looking, he like throws it away, and the mage hand actually like catches it in midair, and Pop puts it in his one of his many pockets, one of his many pouches in his robes or his jacket. So yeah, that was that. So you are short rested, and you are in the sewers.
I'm just gonna kind of say to everyone, I'll be like, you know what? I don't really want to go back through that central chamber. Let's go around and see if we can't find another way to approach this thing.
Enthusiastic nods from Andy.
Why not?
Like just head stuck out, like yes.
So Vorden, should know my name, is.
I feel like that should be that should be a side effect that Vorden changes his name every session, and it's just like another V name.
No, I have a player that does that. No, sorry, I couldn't do that to Ben. I was going to say Vardis.
Thank you. He can be Vardis if you want. We can wreck on it.
That's why I was like, Vorden. So Vorden's just going to like have a little look around the corner, see what's on the other side.
Yeah, sure.
Vardis the Hedge, for anyone wondering, is a character from the first issue of Mag of Holding,
and is about like a foot left of Paddy's face on the wall.
Yes.
Like just do this, Paddy.
Yeah,
so he's right there.
There's the original artwork by the awesome Peter Hunter. Yeah, so he's just going to continue around until he sees, and he's going to be cautious in his approach, but just he's going to keep going until he sees anything weird.
I'll follow on behind Vardis.
This Pouch's hero, Vardis, the Hedge, the Hedge Wizard.
There he is.
Mag of Holding. Which Kyle very eagerly wants to get to level 2 so he can take the subclass.
Yes.
Man, fuck wizards. They get a subclass at level 2. It's both.
I know.
It
And
could
what
be
about
worse.
warlocks, clerics, sorcerers?
Get this subclass right off the bat.
Yeah.
What is the worst one? Is there actually one for level 4? I think the worst is level 3.
No, but
Rogue is level 3, I'm pretty sure, for your subclass.
yeah, it's 1 for warlock, cleric, sorcerer, and then 2 for only for wizard and druid, and then it's 3 for the others.
Everyone else.
Yeah. So yeah, carries on around.
Cool.
Yeah, it just continues again. Pylon.
Yeah.
And again.
Oh, sorry. My thing is taking a while to catch up. Sorry, guys. Sorry, give me 1 second.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, sorry.
So just while we're wandering down this, and each turn there's a pause while somebody peeks around. Andy is going to have moved closer to Duro and kind of said, "Have you tried to get your bracelet off yet?"
I wouldn't advise that.
Oh no, it hurt a lot, but I was wondering if you had any better success.
Nope. Just nope.
Okay. Cool. And then she kind of like goes, okay, and then goes awkwardly back to like following the leader around the corners.
Yeah. So, yeah, as you're walking around, you come to this chamber. Hang on, just let me. Sorry, I need to go to the. Where's my fog? There we go. So, yeah, you. Sorry, guys. You can see up ahead, but it's another one of these the set of iron bars. There's another set of iron bars that's blocking your passage forward. There seems to be this section has been cordoned off.
It's
Does
just like
my rusty key work?
No, sorry. Like the other ones, there aren't any keyholes or anything. There isn't a door. It's just iron bars. They've just been installed just across, so there doesn't seem to be any like actual.
Are they pretty
mechanism for
rusted, or
opening it.
do they look like fresh?
Give me an investigation check.
Ooh.
Just give me 1 second, guys. I just want to check my connection on something.
I am also wondering, would a crowbar help get them pried apart?
Or did the DM plant that there just to toy with us?
Well, everything is there to toy with you. Sorry, I don't know if I'm coming. Am I? Sorry, is my audio coming through?
You're fine.
Yeah.
That's fine, because it just said my Roll20 informed me that my internet connection was unstable and my map has gone pixelated. So I don't know.
For that, zoom all the way in and then zoom all the way out really quickly, and then it'll unpixelate.
Aha! Genius. Thank you.
Tricks of the trade.
Follow us for more Roll20 tips like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One shitty internet connection to the other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what you get
every
for living in
detail
rural
of my
Ireland.
I know. I want to see every detail of your deaths.
Wow. It's my birthday. You can't kill me. I get a pass today.
It's fine. You can just watch your brother die.
That's
Can't he limb you though?
Kill that bitch.
That's what you want for your birthday. Watch pouches go down.
No.
No, I know. No. Yeah. So, yeah. Sorry. So, the bars are there. You did investigation? They don't. It's tricky to say. They could be old. If they're gone. Oh, so So they could be old. If they are, they look well made. There's not a lot of rust that you can see. I mean, there is some, but you kind of scratch at it, and it comes away. It doesn't seem to have. It seems like surface level rust. It hasn't really eaten anything away. There's lots of grime, particularly near the bottom and on the bars nearer the sort of river of sewage. But apart from that, it seems solid from what you can tell.
Can I try my crowbar on them?
Yeah, I feel like if you want to try wedge a crowbar in and try and. So what exactly are you doing with what you're just trying to say take a bar in the middle and kind of just bend it outwards?
Yeah, or if there's a spot where two bits of great meat that I'd try to pry one away from the other, but probably try to pry a bar loose or to make a gap.
Yeah, so give me just give me a strength check, only because it's not just straight, not at advantage, just because it's not the kind of thing that you can kind of
And
you
Vorden,
get the,
can Vorden offer to help? So it's got the weight of two people if Andy is open to that.
Yeah, I'll say you can go at advantage, and
Patches will just move out of the way and be like, let the muscly people do this.
Yeah.
Andy's now muscly person.
Well, the muscly people are Navani and Doral.
Yeah.
Out of interest, what is Andy's strength score?
So she got a 15 on the roll, but I don't know. Do I get to try it at advantage if Vorden is helping?
Yeah.
So I'll just roll it again.
Oh no, I mean what is your stat to it? Because Tram has got a 9.
Looks like a +3.
Jesus.
Comparably, everyone is a muscly person. Yeah.
I forgot. These fuckers rolled really well as well on their stats. My rogue has a +3 strength.
Yeah. So 15 is the better of the advantage.
Yeah. So I mean, you really, really give it socks. You pull, and Vorden is pushing against, and it's you feel it's it might move. It kind of dents it in. Even with all that pushing, you feel like you might have bent it a few centimeters, but it really doesn't seem like the bar is going anywhere.
Does it look like we could maybe bend it?
Have a go.
Yeah,
right.
She'll hand the crowbar happily over to Duro.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just be try and bend us a gap in it.
He
Yeah.
takes off his cloak.
Mm-hmm.
That's it in the ground. You realize, yeah, he's buff as fuck.
Yeah.
As he takes it off, dude. Does he do the little rock peck bounce?
No.
Yeah.
He's that kind of person. He's actually quite shy, but he realizes he couldn't have done it in the jacket he was wearing. Nah.
Anderson Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll give it a go. Strength check, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
$17.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a strength save?
Should. Well. Yeah.
It's the same thing, pretty much.
Well, actually, it would be. I think it would be 2. Yeah, I think it'd be 2 less because it's proficiency. So it's 15 as well.
Yeah.
But that's Doral got that on his own, So it's apparent. It kind of moves about the same amount, and it's apparent from watching this that Doral is as strong as 2 people. He gets the same result as the 2, but he's just in the torchlight, the muscles are flexing, and actually Doral, the bars they don't seem to be bending much, but you actually you stop because you feel the crowbar bending because Doral is very strong, so it's the bars seem to be stronger than the crowbar, and so it's the crowbar is starting to sort of bend a little bit, in the center, because it's difficult to get leverage on it as well, because what you're essentially doing is like you're trying to kind of wedge the crowbar in between two bars, and then the crowbar keeps knocking against the other bar. You know, it's not like something where you can get the crowbar under something and then apply leverage. You know, and like so the crowbar starts to bend, and then Doral like just kind of you know, as best he can. It's kind of grimy down here. He tries to kind of wipe his hands, dry his hands, and he grabs a hold of two of the bars and like starts going really flexing. It kind of, they move a little bit, but they kind of flex back into position, and Doral is pretty confident that he's, you know, he's not moving these under his own own power.
I don't think this is going to happen. I think we got to go back through that central chamber, and then there was a
unless you loop around. But
do we see anything else in the room? You know, like through the bars? What do we see an opening or just an entrance on the left? It looks like. Oh,
sorry. Yeah. So you do see that it's another one of those, you know, four-way crossroads. So it goes ahead. You see to the right, it's also barred up, and then you see sewer pipeline, you know, sewer passageway coming in from your left. So there's seems to be, you know, leading in and out from both the west and the north, but this southern passage and the eastern passage are blocked.
Okay. I wanna go back. I think we should double up and go where we heard that noise. So
yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start making my way back.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to here, and then I'm gonna I'll wait till everyone's back in this chamber.
So.
Sorry, do you want me to move Andy? Okay, sorry.
There we go. No, I zoomed out, and then it like zoomed in on a whole different section. I was like, how do I move it?
I'm just gonna hold my breath and sprint through this chamber to the far side.
Is everyone how are people proceeding through the?
Oh yeah, hold breath and sprint.
Yes.
Yeah, Vorden is pretty much staying close to Pouches and Navani.
Yep. Yeah, so with that, there is no constitution save needed as you wander back through me, just like, and just, you know, leg it.
Arms down, sprint pump it.
Are you Naruto running through the?
No, because I may be a magic nerd, but I'm not that nerdy. like there are levels to nerdiness, and yeah. He's not that far down that list.
Okay.
We need a cleric who has the power of God and anime on his side. The weeb domain. So so yeah, we're all back in. You have searched that chamber. Is obviously, for those that weren't here last week, weren't tuning in, obviously this has been searched already. And coming up here, you see you know, more of it's wending its way around as it does. So proceeding, and actually all of you, now that you're a bit closer, sorry, I need to actually make a note of it, but what is everyone's passive perception?
I put mine in the red circle of my D&D.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 12.
Yeah, I did the same. Mine is wait, I might be wrong there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, mine's 13.
11. Dear.
Cool. Yeah.
I feel like that's too high for Vorden.
Yeah.
It should be 8.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much everyone is, as you know, as once you start getting close enough, you can hear a sound kind of close by. You hear a little bubbling every once in a while, and then a little further in, every so often you hear sounds kind of like a pebble, you know, rolling, or just something, because you know, once you're sort of away from the pipes, you know, flowing water in, the left now with just the sort of soft trickle of shit. You know?
Lovely. All right.
Yeah.
So I say, I just kind of like say, like I tap Navani. I'm like, after you, big sis. Don't you wish you were back in your like fancy castle with your fancy friends?
Yes, I do. I think about it every single second. But here I am wading through shit with you. So come on, let's go.
Oh, you love it.
Okay.
It's like the old days back in the orphanage.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah.
Like a little bit too much like it. Really shows you what a shithole we lived in.
We really did live in that cesspit of a place, but it does feel like home.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I distracted myself. I started revealing like parts that were still fogged, like down below. So
Vorden says, "Carry on. I'll bring up the rear." And as people proceed ahead of him, he sort of like pulls his cloak out and starts like sneaking a few sips of the wine that he found in the crates earlier.
So, just give me 1 second. Where am I?
I just want to note it as well that when I am going up to these like corners, I am peering around. I'm not just like running through. Yeah.
So, okay. So as you approach that corner, Navani and Pouches, will the two of you give me? Sorry. Will you give me? Each give me 2 deck saves. So 2 deck saves from each of you.
Ooh. Just still getting used to roll 20. Yeah. Oh, never mind. I found it. So 2 deck saves.
Cool.
So 22 and 14.
Oh, yeah. 8 and 19.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Navani, so as you, the two of you are sort of, because you've been cautiously moving through and you kind of Navani gets to the corner. And then beside you, just give me, bear with me for 2 seconds. Oh, sorry, my roll 20 is being slow. So you hear this bubbling sound, and I hope that those have appeared on the map. And so as you're going by, the water the underneath starts to like kind of bubble, and this big bubble comes up, and the wastewater, the kind of brown sewage water, like flows off of it. And then for a split second, there is a sort of a bubble of green, like these green bubbles, and it bursts. And on the first one, Navani manages to kind of like, sees it popping, and Pouches on the first one with his 22 and her 8, he actually kind of grabs the sleeve of her, or not the sleeve, grabs her, the material there on her arm and kind of pulls her that way. But no, sorry, I was mistaken. Sorry, the first one was the 8. Sorry for Navani. So the first one, unbeknownst to you, it happens unexpectedly. So this bubble pops, and Navani takes 4 acid damage as this stuff sprays up onto her. But that is enough to kind of snap her out of it, because Pouches saw this, just as it was happening, and he kind of, tries to like, hurry you along and, push you along, and the two of you manage to avoid the other bubbles that start popping, and you can actually, if you just want to move yourselves like around the corner away from these, so as part of the deck save, you kind of, make your way through.
Parkour around the corner.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I stumbled a bit on that one. So yeah, now the rest of you can kind of now see something has started to bubble up under this patch of sewer. You're not really sure what it is, but every so often it like rises and pops and intermittently.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Andy is going to watch the bubbles, and when after one has like risen up and popped, she's gonna run past.
Okay, give me 1 second.
She's gonna Naruto run past.
It's gonna like, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going as this is Andy's like going as you're going as fast as you can, I assume.
Yeah, there's
yeah.
no good spot for her to like jump and try to like parkour back off or something to avoid it. So she's just gonna try and time for one, and one of the big
how
bubbles
long-
goes.
Yeah, you're just waiting for any bubble to go, or is Andy like trying to study a pattern, or is she
Well, she's
just
not-
waiting
she's
for one
not
to
trying
pop and
to-
going?
She like there's probably little ones popping, but she like sees a big one pop, and then she's gonna go
And then
on the
goes.
hopes
Yeah.
that there's
So will
not
you make me
another
an
big one.
Yeah. Will you give me an athletics check?
Yarp.
While we wait for that,
Was
chat
eight.
would like to know what the comics on the wall behind you are, Dural.
Let's see. First World of Warcraft. There's a whole story behind a whole bunch of them. Let's start off with one of them is the first ever World of Warcraft comic book.
That's amazing.
And now you have to
Wow.
sign back in next week to find out what the second one is.
Yeah.
Suspense.
Just
Like
reveal them every week.
Mm-hmm. So, an 8. So, just wanted to see as you kind of really like push yourself. You do like sprint across, and you're almost there. When another bubble starts to rise, so will you give me just one deck save?
One dex save. Okay, jokes. Come on, saving throw. 17.
Guys, she
That
rolled
was
really
that
well.
Was a,
Really
that
well.
was a nat 1.
Nat 1.
So another,
Ah.
yeah, it's like you get around and you're just coming around the corner and you're like, aha, and this one pops behind you. You feel acid. It kind of like feel some of it like eat into the cloak a little bit, and then some splashes above the line of your hood, and you really wish you had longer hair because it just like you can feel it like singeing the back of your neck and melting, and you take 4 points of acid damage.
This cloak, it does nothing.
The goggles, they do nothing.
I love that, Simpsons.
Yeah, and then so that's Andy is around the corner. However far around she is, and then
Yes, I shall
let me
move
just
for now. Sorry.
see.
So I've been
Okay.
watching these for a while now. Is there any sort of pattern to them?
So yeah, will you give me just an intelligence check?
Sure. I have to click that. There we go. Ooh.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So Dora, it's very similar. It's like, you're kind of taking. It's like watching another fighter. You're like watching. When do they drop their arm? Or does they watch their instep? You're kind of watching it, and you do. Doril for such a chunky boy, is like you see him assessing this Vorden because the others are around the corner, and then he kind of like goes for it, and then like in the way that only a boxer can do, kind of like dances his way like along, like a bubble kind of pops, and he like stops at just the right time as one goes, and then he so waits for another one, and he legs it, so Doril makes it across without having to make any deck saves as he figures out some kind of pattern that the best time to go.
Vorden was not paying any
Yeah.
attention whatsoever to any of this and just follows blindly as he tries to snick another sip of his wine.
Drunken master style.
You're just walking,
Yeah, he's just like he's like too fixated on.
two deck saves,
Yeah.
deck saves.
Can you just pop a bit more of the map open there for us, Ben, so we can kind of move further around the corner?
Yes, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna. Sorry. Sorry, guys.
Ooh.
Oh.
That's a good roll.
Yeah.
The second one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The
So
dice hate us today.
again, Vorden
they
is-
hate
do.
Like, how many
Or,
net ones is that?
I don't
Like
know.
3 so
I
far
know.
Yeah.
between all of us.
Yeah.
Damn, the dice gods aren't in our
Vorden
favor
is-
today.
No, Vorden's kind of like just going along, like drinking his wine, and just for the first like little bit, just manages to, they kind of pop, and he just manages to avoid any of them. Just the timing just works out really well, and then he's almost made it, and then he actually ends up stepping on his own cloak, and he's like, oh. Yeah. He's just standing there right next to the bubbling. It just takes a minute to hitch his cloak up like like a bride, sort of lifting her, her wedding gown, and then
The world's ugliest bride.
just goes off, as he takes 2 acid damage to the, catches him on his forearm, and it starts to eat and burn away.
By the way,
hairs,
please tell me it
that.
burns the bottle away as well. Like Vorden's just standing there with his wine pouring out of this acid-eaten bottle.
Well, actually, that would have been the Let's hang on. I'm gonna see. Hang on. Okay, yeah. It starts. It hasn't started yet, but the glass on the wine bottle is now starting to it caught it a little bit, and just at the bottom, it's starting to melt. So eventually, it's gonna get to that stage where you get a hole in the bottom of the cone of a 99 ice cream, and it's
does Vorden realize this has happened? I'm assuming he's kind of moved away from the bubbles having been burned, or
give me a perception check.
Perception. Oh dear, I rolled terribly on this last time. Let's see.
What's his
roll?
Yeah. So Vorden, you do notice now that the glass is starting to bubble. But
Okay.
as Vorden is noticing that, Navani and Pouches, as you come around the corner, you see. Let me just reel this. So, excuse me, guys. So, you see. I know. Can people see that?
Dead people.
So there is.
Buddies?
Oh, wow.
Sorry, guys. Why is this not playing? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
There is. You see a group of people. So just before, as you go in, you can see several people underneath. Those walls aren't properly there, but a lot of the ceiling and some of the walls of this, so the western and the northern passages are just completely choked with rubble. You can see the remnants of what looks about 4 people, half crushed underneath it, and there's stuff scattered all over the place, gear and whatnot. But as you go, sorry, Vani, you can move back if you want, because
Okay.
you would have seen this. But yes, as you can see from there. They're just numbered at the moment because they don't have tokens for them. Because so on the 2 of these bodies, you can see these big. They look about this big. They're sort of maybe 3 foot long. These big translucent maggot things. You see what looks kind of little kind of crab-like legs under them, and these 2 little feelers going off, and they seem to be just chewing. You can hear and seem to be eating the corpses.
Do I recognize
and
these
you can
creatures?
see. Give me a nature check.
So Andy, peeking sort of round Pouches, round Nirvani, sees this and just goes, "Ew, no, that's just too gross. No, we have to get out of here."
And I say to Vorden, maybe you've had a wee bit too
19.
much. Just you lead the way there, and I'll follow.
Very well, very well. Vorden doesn't take much
So-
speech, and he carries on drinking his wine
Yeah.
before empties away.
Yeah. So
So 19.
pouches. These
Nice roll.
yeah, these are well, they're larvae first of all. But these are putrephage larvae. So these things, they will consume, dead flesh, and they grow into these sort of much bigger, like cockroach kind of like things. And luckily, these ones aren't at the stage yet where they can fly. They're often called the particularly the older, fully grown adult winged ones, are sometimes called the buzzards of the sewer, or the the buzzards of filth. So they these things are snacking on these guys, but you can see in there, like for instance on the ground, just bear with me 1 second. They seem to be wearing them. One of them you can see is wearing like leather armor. There is a short sword on the ground from what you can see. One of them you can see on the corpse, if I just momentarily move this guy. Sorry. You can see like there's a shield there. So yeah, what are we doing?
Okay, well,
These things don't appear to have noticed you yet.
I'm gonna say to Navani, well, a little bit of extra cleanup never hurts anyone. And I'm gonna step past her and I'm going to begin to chant again, and I'm gonna release Ray of Frost at number 1.
Okay, and number 1. So give me an attack roll. Oh, give me 1 second.
Do I get advantage since it hasn't noticed us?
Sorry. Yes, sorry. I was looking for their stat block. Sorry. Yes, you would if you're technically hidden from them.
14.
Oh, just let me double check. Hang on. Let me get the stats. Actually, no. It goes wide, and you see it hits the corpse that it's like currently tucking into its rib cage. And these things are, I should say, sorry, they're small-sized creatures. So they're not like as big as you. As I say, they're about 3 or 4 foot. But you can see it like tucking into this guy's rib cage. But the ray of frost like splashes up against this guy's face and starts freezing his hair, and his face starts getting all frostbitten. But at that, you have been noticed, and I think it's time to roll initiative, and we'll roll initiative, and then I think, folks, if we want to take an intermission there before we get into combat.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah,
that sounds good.
Okay, so I'd say we'll take 10 minutes. We'll come back at 1:15, right? So we come back at 15 minutes past.
Wait.
And
oh, sorry. I hadn't clicked on my character when I rolled initiative. So
Ben doesn't have the initiative track up anyway, so it's not going to work.
No, I was going to say that we're just we might take the initiative, and then so those who have rolled, it's up now. So I'll say we could.
What is wrong with me today? Like, seriously, my rolls are shite.
Yeah.
The dice sense the birthday.
It is, yeah.
They know. They know. Okay. Is that everyone's? Vorden, do you roll initiative?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm trying to work out how to change my initiative of my character sheet, because it doesn't seem to pick up from my roll. Unless I could just put my first one into the thing manually.
Yeah, you can do it.
You'd have to do it manually.
I'd have to do it. Add turn. What's your initiative?
20.18. 20.
So 20. Cool. Nice. Just give me 1 second. Cool. So we'll go. We will go on intermission now, and then let's get into a scrap when we come back. So about 7 minutes past now. We'll come back about 1:15. Is that cool? Do people want a bit longer?
10 minutes.
No, that's
10
good.
minutes.
10, so 17 minutes past.
Yeah.
Come back. So give it 10. Right.
So we'll
10.
see you guys all soon.
Everyone at home. Cool. And if you're liking the stream, remember to subscribe. Really helps us out.
Hi, folks.
Welcome back. I'm eating pretzels.
Hum num.
Nom nom nom.
Well,
Patty
thanks
needs
for
digestives.
Yep. Thanks for sticking with us. If you're if you liked us enough to come back, consider subscribing. Really helps us out. And I can keep torturing these lovely people for your amusement.
The ranged rhino said, "Fight."
I get nothing out of it. I hate doing this. I hate killing them, you know. So yes, we have these dudes. Are sort of these creepy, crawly, squicky, translucent, giant maggots on sort of arachnoid legs, are now feasting on these corpses. Yeah. So we have up first is Vorden.
Sorry, 1 second. I'm just turning
Yeah.
music down a wee bit on my end.
Because that's what I actually meant to say, because I might turn the master music volume down, or I don't know if I change the volume individually on the tracks, does that affect it for everyone, or only when I do the master?
It all affects everyone.
Oh, okay. So then I might put the master back up and then just
Adjust the individuals as and when you need to,
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Yeah, because they're actually all. Yeah, because I only just realized now that they actually didn't come in at the same volume. So, like the combat tracks.
Chat says they totally believe you, Ben.
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose. We know.
I just rolled a 7 for deception, so.
You're rolling as bad as we are. Well, Vorden doesn't really. He's kind of like not really with it right now. So he's just going to He's going to say to Andy, because he can't see. I'm assuming we're in darkness, right? And his
yes, you have torches. So
his torch can only see what, 20 feet ahead, is it? 20
feet of bright light and then another 20 of dim light. So you can kind of see 40 feet out.
I can sort of see the edge of these things. It's very difficult.
Yeah, but
I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see something is like, you can see these things on top. You just can't make out details very well, but there's some kind of big, like...
Oh, so you saw pouches
slug.
like fire off in that direction.
Yes, and there's a big, like, slug. Well, I think he was still around the corner, but you probably heard, pouches doing his mumbling and,
All right.
tongue twisting.
Yeah, he sees like this thing has turned around after Pouches tried to shoot it, and it's maybe, I don't know, moving, and he catches his attention, and he goes, "What's that?" and takes a javelin and just chucks it.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And I'm assuming he does it at a disadvantage because it's that far away.
Yeah. Oh, sorry guys, sound was not looping. Yeah,
because
the range.
120 feet long range.
What's the normal range?
30 on normal range.
Okay, yeah, so disadvantage, yeah.
Okay.
And which guy is this? 1 or 2?
Oh, didn't mean to do this. This is number 1, whatever one that
yeah.
I just tried to hit, so I'll roll again, and this will be
yeah, assuming the 4. But the 4, unfortunately, this javelin, it just like it goes wide, and then the one that 2 is like feasting on, is sort of tearing into its back. The javelin just sticks right into the back of this corpse's neck, and just kind of and like
Vorden's like, did I get it?
Yeah. Aha, he's dead. Take that, bandit. So, yeah, unless there's something else that Vorden is doing.
No, that's him.
Let me know if the music is too low now.
Seems like it's good.
Underneath. Yeah, I just kind of want it
that's
underneath.
Good.
I don't want it to
level.
be distracting everyone. So, that's Vorden. We're on to Andy.
So Andy, because she can't see that far that well, she's gonna move up and kind of move just ahead of. Oh, this is possibly a bad idea. She's gonna move ahead of Pouches, so that she can now see them pretty clearly. And she's gonna throw a dagger at number 1.
Number 1, yeah, sure.
So that's just the dagger. It's just that it's thrown rather than stabbed, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, yeah, but it's 20 feet normal range, so this is... Yeah, that's fine. It's not disadvantage. So 15 is a hit.
Awesome sauce. And the 7 damage.
So...
And...
Okay, 7 damage, yeah.
And then when she has done that, she moved 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to get up there. So 5, 5, 10. No, she can't get into the room. So then she's going to duck back again 10 foot and just get behind the others.
So Andy comes in and, and Andy has been just, staying back. He didn't see when she saw the rats. She started rummaging, and then all of a sudden, as he seems to come up, Andy sort of pops in front of Pouches, and where the frost had gone wide and the javelin had gone wide, Andy just pulls this kind of dagger, this sort of like workman's knife that she nicked off that guy, and it's just like, and it's just almost like a whip motion, and this knife goes flying out. It strikes this thing right, just in between its many mandibles. It has like a little interlocking kind of like little mouth, and it just like it's like makes this kind of weird like squealing, squelching noise, and like skitters back, kind of away a little bit up the rubble, and it's kind of like up, and it kind of like presents 2 little, legs in front of little pincers, and it is then Doral. Where is Doral underneath someone, or is he back the way?
No, I'm back the way. So
the initiative tracker was covering. Sorry.
Yeah. Doral takes a look over his shoulder to his right at the bubbles and decides to himself that maybe no one can actually attack us from the back here. And he's going to take his action as the dash action. And because I'm playing a strength character, I'm going to milk this shit as much as possible. I'm going to take a 10 feet running head start, 5, 10. And I'm going to attempt to jump 17 feet in that direction.
Sure, yeah. You can also, just again as a heads up, you can wade through the sewer water. You're just going to get covered in shit,
So with a 10 feet running start, with a 10 feet running start, I can move 17 feet horizontally, apparently.
Yeah, nice one. So, Now, so that
as he jumps into the river of shit.
I'll just call it 15 feet in because I know it costs movement, but I'm just going to call it 15.
Well, let's say I nearly land on whoever P is. Pouches. And just keep looking it.
Yeah, we'll say
that was 10.
That's you.
10 to here, say 15 to there. So I have another 25, 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, you dashed.
20.
So Doral, as you come into the room, you notice that just because it was just around the corner, there is a third one just here that's been like chewing on this thing's arm. So there is 3 of them in the room.
Whoa, he says as he turns the corner and notices this. And that's my turn.
Cool. So yeah, Doral is now up in melee with this thing. And it is Pouches.
Pouches is just going to reattempt. He's determined now to get this spell right. He is going to hit something with it. he is going to cast Ray of Frost again. So he's going to mutter the words under his breath and.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The ray of frost.
He was targeting number 2, by the way.
Unfortunately, goes wide. It sprays against the rubble and again coats it with this silvery sort of shroud. And then, fortunately, I don't think there's any bonus actions or anything.
Nope, I'm just gonna stay where I am.
Cool. Navani.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna move up to number 3 here. And I'm gonna just try and take a swing at it with my hand axe.
Yeah, look.
Yeah.
So give me a swing. Swing, but yeah, that's a whack.
Okay, and roll for damage.
7 again. Just let me. Yeah. So again, you kind of like, as you come in, this thing like the hand axe comes down on this guy, and it kind of rears up, and you you jab it into its back, and in between its like body is sort of vaguely like segmented and kind of like it cuts quite deep into it, and you see as it's kind of pulsating, it's like kind of splitting a little bit where you've cleaved into it. And as you do this, like it's sort of like mostly clear, but sort of a translucent brown green like fluid like sprays out. It's like something like blood, and you see all of its organs are like transparent, they don't have any color. Except there's like a very vague brown color of this fluid, whatever it is inside, like splashes up again, in your cloak, and it's just attacking things with a hand axe is messy.
Yeah.
And you took a fucking chunk out of it, and it did not like it one bit.
Cool. Can I just as a question? Can I use bonus or booming blade as a bonus action? No. Or is that a full action?
Basically, no. What essentially, booming blade, you do it as an action, but as part of doing booming blade, you make a melee attack.
Okay.
And then if you want, I may forget sometimes, but we can assume that if you're doing a melee attack, you're going to be doing booming blade.
Yes.
And until maybe you get to 5th level and you have extra attack, because at that point you could either. You wouldn't be able to do 2 attacks with Booming Blade. You'd either get to do Booming Blade, which does extra thunder damage, or you'd use your attack action to do extra attack.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
But we'll assume that because there'd be no reason at the moment. There's no reason for Navani not to be doing Booming Blade. So I'll assume that she's doing it all the time. So if this thing moves before your next turn, willingly, if it moves before your next turn, it'll take thunder damage.
Sweet. Okay, thank you.
Cool. So. And actually, is this thing's turn now?
Move.
And it has. Let me see. Just give me 1 second here. Yeah. So it does. It kind of lunges for you. Sorry, where is its stats gone? So it lunges towards you.
Okay.
Where? Sorry. Okay. No, but it actually does miss as it sort of jumps. It kind of jumps up towards your face, but you put the hand axe up, and it just kind of clamps its pincers like down on the wood, and it starts like you hear it like kind of skittering off of it. There's some kind of like. You shake it off, and when it's pulled away, the hand axe, like it's scratched, but it's not melted, but it like has this like fluid all over it, kind of like spit. It has that sort of weird fluid.
Would he take damage?
Sorry?
Would he take damage from the booming blade at that point then, seeing as he jumped?
Well, it was just he hasn't really moved far. He's just jumping to.
It has to be outside of the square.
Right? Yeah, he hasn't in game terms moved. But at that, it's missed with the attack, and at that, he actually then does attempt to sort of, because it's cornered, he attempts to like wriggle away through the rubble. As it moves, will you roll me a d8 for thunder
I will.
damage? It is a d8, isn't it? For
Yeah.
blade?
It is.
And as that happens, he's like, because when you strike it, there's this kind of this little, a hum, and that whole time it's sort of wreathed in this energy. If you look very closely, like the air around them ripples every so often, the things that you hit with Booming Blade, and then as it like kind of like scurries back, and it's still looking at you the entire time. It's like trying to retreat with its like little pincers up, and it goes like, and then it moves back, and as it does, it just goes. There's a boom, like a thunderous clap, and it just bursts like a fleshy balloon, and it sprays flesh balloon. 99 flesh balloons. That's how many of these things.
Does it like spatter all over Navani?
Of course it does. I was only distracted by Luft balloons.
Cool.
Luft balloons. Yeah, so that one is dead. And that was its turn. So it is now. It's now number 2. So Doril, it's there. Am
I the only one who sees irony in that it's number 2's turn?
Yeah, in the sewer.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, 17. So an unnatural 20, Doril, I assume. Is that?
Yeah, I have an AC of 15.
Yeah. So just give me a second. So the latch is on, and sorry. Oh, okay. So, just bear with me 1 second, guys. Yeah, bear with me a second. So, Doril, you take 4 points of piercing damage as this thing like jumps and clamps like onto your flesh. You can feel it biting in. It's like 4 bigger kind of mandibles on the outside, like pierce like 2 into the top of your arm, 2 into the bottom, and then you feel these smaller mandible like teeth starting to like chew away at your flesh. And it's now like latched on, and you shake your arm, and it's like stuck on you like a leech. And it seems to be trying to like just like they're like this big, but it seems to be like trying to chew its way into you. And so basically, so basically on your next turn, you can take an action to detach it, but otherwise it will stay on. And at the start of its turns, it will basically do the bite damage. So, that was number 2. And then it's number 1. And it goes for Doril as well, but thankfully this one kind of like, it jumps up, and like Doril just kind of manages to, duck and weave, kind of seeing the other one coming. It like, springs forward and goes to bite, but then misses and sort of scurries back. So Doril misses that attack.
Whoa!
And it's actually probably going to stay put. It kind of moves like this way, just 5 to the, so not moving out of melee. So it's back to Vorden.
So one of these things is still attached to Duro?
Yeah, it's on his arm.
Okay. So Vorden sort of stumbles forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And says, "I've got that. I've got this. And he kind of pulls out another javelin and chucks it at this thing that's attached to his shoulder.
Yeah.
So, well, hopefully that's what he hits. We'll see.
Don't roll a 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Don't make me kill one of my own companions. That happened before and it was terrible.
But it only kills him if he fails his death saves.
Ah! What was that?
Shit.
Oh, it was a 2. Okay. Well, at least
yeah.
it wasn't a 1. Right.
Yeah. So it does. Unfortunately, it's like, again, you're kind of like you have it aimed up. You know, the tongue sticking out. You know, and you throw, and you had it lined up. But Doral, who is he doesn't know you're about to throw a javelin at this thing. He's trying to get it the fuck off his arm. Just kind of like, you know, gives another whack of his arm, trying to get it off, and it causes the javelin goes wide. Yeah, unfortunately. Is that bonus action or anything?
He doesn't really have anything else to do other than
Second wind.
don't have to get second wind yet. Second wind I do have actually, but
Yeah,
don't really want to use it right now.
No,
'cause it's
no.
not that bad. So no, that's okay. That's his turn.
Okay. Andy.
So
Is going to run away.
just to double check, so the squares, because they're 5 foot, I can go through the other tokens without I can weave around the tokens without losing movement, can't I?
Well, even if it was like single file, you can move through an ally's space.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Perfect.
Because it's assumed that they will let you past, you know. But an enemy, you can't move through them without, you know, maybe some kind of a check, or if you have an ability that lets you do it because they are trying to stop your advance. So you can move through the lads.
Okay, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I think we said on the first diagonal it's just 5, so that's 30.
Yeah, 10 on the second. 5 on the
so that gets me up to side number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And all I have, because I threw my dagger and it's embedded in number 1 at the moment, is my club. So I am going to whack it with my club, and hopefully then be able to do a bonus action of attempting to pull my dagger back. But
I will say, if you want to use your bonus action on this turn to do a sleight of hand check to see if you can get your dagger back.
1d4 plus
But at disadvantage because this thing is alive. Or you know what? Instead you can do a sleight of hand check. But whether you succeed or fail, it's going to get an opportunity attack because as you reach for the dagger, it's going to try and bite you. So you can wait till it's dead.
If I club it first and I actually manage to club it and it's a bit distracted with being clubbed, you know, will I be able to get my dagger without an opportunity attack? Or try for my dagger with, oh, come on. Jesus. Okay. I've only have 4 hit points left. My crap. Okay. I'm going to try a sleight of hand to get my dagger back and risk the opportunity.
Okay. I'm just giving options. You're not, you don't have to take any of them. What is Andy's AC?
Andy's AC is 15.
Okay, just missed.
So there's
you rolled
my
14.
Sleight of hand is 9.
So unfortunately, you do not get the dagger back, but you didn't take an opportunity attack, so you can still club it.
So I'm gonna now annoyed that it.
So you
just
go for it,
out of my
and
grasp.
then it
moves.
kind of you
I'm
go,
like,
it
no!
goes for you, and it's like, oh, fuck it, just pull the club.
So it's just try to club it on what looks like its head. So where's my club?
You've still got a +5 to hit with your club, don't you? Because your strength is 3.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. So the club was a 13 to hit.
It doesn't hit. These things they look like little slugs, but they're surprisingly nimble. And little squishy little fuckers. So unfortunately, it just kind of goes wide. It's the two of you having this kind of back and forth.
So we look like we're playing Dance Dance Revolution against each other and doing nothing to each other.
Dance Dance Revolution
Exactly.
edition.
Cool. So that's everything Andy does for now. Probably with some colorful cursing when she misses the blade pickup.
Yep. Yep. So, Doral, you've got options. So, you can use an action to rip this thing off. It will do the damage at the start of its turn. So you're all right for now. So you got two options. You can either use your action now and rip it off, or you can still attack it while it's on you.
Those are all interesting options, but what he's going to do is he looks incredibly scared. His knees are literally knocking together. He reaches inside his pockets and he drops the conch to the floor by mistake. He swears in Dwarvish and he takes out the club. He goes to hit the thing on his arm and he tosses it to the side and he just swings a haymaker at his own left arm.
Yeah. I'm going to say, because it's locked onto your arm, you can have advantage on the attack and cancel out the disadvantage on the haymaker because, like, it's not moving, it's there on your arm. If you hold your arm like that, it can wriggle, but it's going to be, easy for you to swing. So the haymaker, the pugilist haymaker is kind of similar to like reckless attack. You can say that you're swinging wild haymakers, and then all your attacks for that turn are at disadvantage, but they do max damage if they hit.
Unfortunately, I don't have that feature yet. Just an unarmed strike. There we go.
Second level. Sorry. That's one of those things that they can do with their equivalent of key. Oh, that's 20.
So
nice. So give me double damage.
Double dice.
So
it's a 5. Yeah, so 5 plus
5 and a 4.
9.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so Doral like drops the club and then he kind of he's kind of freaking out, and then he hears a voice kind of in the not really a voice in the back of his head, but he remembers something that his trainer kind of told him about these times when the fear is rising up in you. You're the boulder, you gotta just be like a stone, and then you gotta stop that flow before it, because eventually it's gonna rise, the tide's gonna rise up and it's gonna come out your throat, you're gonna spew. So he just he kind of calms himself and then just winds up, does a bit of a Disney's Hercules, winds up his fist.
Does that voice mention the will to survive?
And he drives his fist forward, and just like he not even pulverizes it, he like punches this thing right in its weird, creepy little alien bug face, and it knocks it clean. It rips it clean off of his arm, and it just sends it flying into the rubble, and it splats, like squishes against the wall. He just like sends it like flying off, and Doral has a hell of a right hook.
I just say, get the fuck off me, you stinking nib chewing troll barf.
Chat says Doral says get it out of his no square.
So you can still move, Doral, or to whatever if you've bonus actions or
nope, that's my turn.
Cool. So it is Pouches.
Do I have a clear shot at number 1?
You do not. You will have to move into the room and then probably kind of to the left of Doral, because Doral and you can. I'll say you can get it from there without half cover or anything.
Okay, let's try this again. 18.
Okay. Let's see that cold damage.
So this is what, like 4 rolls of Ray of Frost, and I finally hit with 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
Yay.
8 points of cold damage.
Make it count.
Yeah.
Its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
By 10. Yeah. So this thing, just upon, Pouches kind of is like, Christ, it's finally, it's focused on Andy, and he kind of takes his time, says his incantation, and then sends this little bolt of frost forward like Sub-Zero, and it strikes it, and then it's like at the last minute it like turns and kind of like puts its little pincers up, and it's like splashes across it. There's a Andy, you feel, Dora, it passes you, you feel like a cold wind. Andy, as it hits this thing right in front of you, there's a blast of cold air, and it's like this thing is like frozen solid, as it collapses to the ground with a little chink chink chink, and it is dead, and you are victorious against the putrefage larvae.
Yay!
Geese.
I'm gonna take this chance to be like, look at these bodies a little bit closer. Try and figure out who they are, see what's on them.
I want to investigate as well.
Yeah, so there's obviously a few things that you will just notice generally, but if people want to do investigation checks, anyone who wants to roll may roll.
Cool, I'll give it a roll.
Just sort of lie down in a heap, breathing heavily.
A whole 8.
Ah,
At least I beat Patty.
that's 3 2s I've rolled in a row.
Let's see how long we can keep the streak up for.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Vardis just wants to pick up his javelins, retrieves them, and as he's doing so, he looks around at Dural, who is in some sort of shock, and says, "Remember me never to get in a fist fight with that fellow."
Sorry, wrong.
17 on investigation.
Sorry, guys.
Looting those corpses.
So,
I also do want to immediately dive in and grab my dagger back.
Yeah. So, sorry guys, there's something. I'm just gonna go back to the other track because I tried to change music and something wrong with that track. Sorry, it's distracting me. So, yeah, everyone kind of looking around. You can all see is a group of a more typical adventuring party than you folks are. There's one guy who's kind of big and kind of burlier. There's a smaller guy there. You can see they've got some equipment scattered around. So in Andy's investigation, kind of to the best of her ability, all of you helping Doral in particular and Navani to clear off rubble, and prying things off and seeing what you can find. So altogether, unless, is Andy let me see. So this is kind of just what's generally visible to everyone, as you're all kind of picking through, is one of them is wearing leather armor, which is intact. So there's an intact suit. I'm going to put this into the Discord, and then just as I'm going through it, so if you guys want just a record of it, I can you can have a look. Sorry guys.
Super handy to paste into my notes.
Yeah,
just so, but I'm just going to go through it for the stream obviously and everything, but just if you want to go back. So amongst them now, it's possible they have more stuff, but it's just hidden under just tons of rubble. You're not sure, but what is available is this leather armor, there's a flail, there is a short sword, there's a short bow, and with that there's a quiver with 11 arrows in it, there's a dagger, there's a chain shirt, there's a shield, a horn, just as in a musical, just a regular horn, there's a healer's kit, and then for pouches, of particular interest to you, the character in the kind of bottom left of that, the southwest corner of the chamber, has a spell book and a component pouch. And then scattered amongst them, one of the big guys, or the big guy that had the shield, he has 7 gold pieces and 13 silver pieces on him. And then Andy, with your little
big money.
Yeah. With Andy's sort of extra poking and prodding, it depends if Andy is being secretive or not. And do I send it to
No, I think to be honest, she's probably at the moment just sort of finding what she finds and putting it in a pile in the middle of the room.
Yeah. Okay, so
I
just
don't think she's trying to slide a hand.
Specifically, Andy sees. So one of them had tucked away. One of the sort of slimmer, this kind of slimmer person, with that had the bow, was carrying. So they had 9 gold pieces, 24 silver pieces, 39 copper pieces, and what would appear to most of you, you could guess, although Pouches is probably one of the few people who's actually seen one, is a potion of healing. So that's what you've all find. So you've found, but the very last thing, as you're all going through it, Navani, you notice that the guy here with the shield is quite prominent, like just basically, beside his hand. His hand is like outstretched, and just next to his hand is sorry guys, so in this guy's limp kind of outstretched hand, there's an obsidian signet ring. So the ring itself is like carved of obsidian, and the face is clear glass. So engraved in the face, the clear glass face of this signet ring, is the sigil of Lawkeep. And you immediately recognize it as the ring. It's the ring of office of a judge magister. So you were training to be an arbiter, and your mentor, Cordelia Hawkmore, is an arbiter. A judge magister is like a council of judge magisters rule the your order, the sort of militant wing of Lawkeep. So this would be very precious to Lawkeep. They would most certainly want this back, however it found its way down here.
I will take that.
Yeah.
I'll collect the spellbook in the component pouch, and I'll just kind of give it a quick flip through.
Andy's gonna want
it has a number of spells that Kyle wanted as a level 1 wizard that I wouldn't give him until he found a spellbook.
Like, for some reason, it has all the dream spells that Pouches ever wanted. So just for chat, so I have Detect Magic, Identify, Magic Missile, Shield, Ice Knife, and Catapult now.
Nice.
Pouches is very much going eschewing the stereotypical wizard of let's burn everything, kill everything with fire. He's gone for let's freeze everything
to death.
Yeah.
I actually do not have a single fire spell yet.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Fireball's coming.
I'm gonna put it out there now. I'll do this anyway because it's like of a similar damage type. If Pouches wants Ice Ball, he can have it.
No.
He's a sort of a wacky hedge wizard. He can jerry rig an ice version of Fireball. It would just take a little bit of changing components, Anyway.
So Andy
I don't know.
will snatch the dagger before anyone else can reach it, and then be eyeing some of the other stuff to see if anyone else goes for it.
Does this shield look
Yeah,
nicer Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I some of the stuff there could double up for people, but I kind of put like a selection of things that I thought might work for various people, but we'll see. So the shield does look. This will just function. It's just a regular shield, so it will give you +2 AC. It's not gonna bust.
Doesn't have a crack in it or anything.
Nope.
Well then, that's the one thing that Vorden is going to. He's going to like discard the one he currently has, and he feels happy that he's upgrading his shield bit by bit.
Is anyone planning to take the short bow and arrows?
No, I'm good with what I got.
So, if no one, I'm assuming no one's on mute, sort of saying, "I want the short bow." So, yeah, Andy's going to grab the short bow and the quiver as well.
If no one,
well, there's also a short sword for a dex fighter.
Could I have the short sword, please? If no one else is having it.
There's a flail is a D8 strength weapon, and the chain shirt is 13 plus a maximum of 2, and so it'll be 15 AC to somebody with plus 2 dex, and I think it's disadvantage on. Oh no, it's not disadvantage on stealth, is it? I'll double check.
Pretty sure chain shirt's heavy armor. 18 AC. Something like that.
Yeah.
16 maybe?
Oh no, yeah, no, I thought that, but I was getting confused with because it's weird. There's like chain mail, and then the chain shirt is meat. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they could have picked a better name.
I kind of wanted the flail.
Yeah, I think it's probably best in Navani's hands, strength.
And does anybody want this leather armor?
I'm
No.
good.
Okay. Because I'll take that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Who's
he
taking
starts-
the potion
he
of
starts-
healing?
Starts to don the armor.
I just know how to duck and weave. I don't need any of that pish.
Yeah, Doral is very much if anybody played Final Fantasy 1, where like the different classes, it's like there's like the warrior who's like a fighter, and like both they and the mage will like cost a lot of money. Like the fighter can wear all this great equipment, but it costs a lot of money. But the monk starts out like a little bit weaker, but he's just the advantage of the monk is you just have to spend no money on them because they can't wear, like, they don't wear any armor, they don't wield any weapons, and it's like as they train up, they eventually do the most damage, or they just do it with their fists. But it's like, you know, that's the benefit, is like they don't need any equipment, you don't need to like buy them anything. You know? They're just like a living weapon, like Doral.
So since nobody else seems to be doing it, and let's face it, she was eyeing them up as well, Andy's going to scoop all the coins up. And at the same time, she's going to scoop up the potion of healing, but she's going to like go, hey, pouches, and toss it his way. I assume you're best for this.
Holy shit, don't throw that.
I'll like catch it and toss it, and I'll be like, hey, about those coins, don't you think we should like split that up a little bit? Because now that I have a small book, I'm like, I need to put things in this.
Oh, you guys want coins? Oh, okay, we can split them. So then she will pull them back out of her pocket.
I'll take the lion's share of those, because you all got outfitted in some of the finest gear.
Yeah.
What? You mean this? And I like show him like the broken stick that I got.
It's all right. You can thieve whatever you need, eh? Aye, I've seen you with a copper coil. Quite hard. Stealing daggers off nice people on the street. Are we not supposed to be cloaks? Helping people?
I didn't rob anyone, did I? I don't remember robbing anyone in the.
You stole copper wire.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh.
From the
The
club.
whole
Yeah.
lot of you stole off a bunch of dead bodies, and now you're passing off more shit from dead bodies. This is not.
I just creatively borrowed, okay? I just creatively borrowed.
It's
I'll give
second
it back
nature
to
to him. He doesn't even remember all the theft.
It's not
Yeah.
even like they need this stuff anymore. Like, they're dead. What are they going to do with it? What's wrong with taking it from them?
Bunch of thieves and grave robbers. That's what I've been fucking saddled with.
We didn't
So-
make them dead.
It would be 2 gold to everyone if we're taking an equal share. Then, what's it? 13 plus 24 is 37.
Andy's. Yeah.
67. So 65 would be another. It would be 2 gold, 13 silver, and
What the hell? Sorry.
Andy's philosophy is the same as the Hounds, which is dead men don't need silver.
39 plus 13 is 42. 52.
I love
And
that
then,
we're just letting Titus do all the math.
so 2 gold, 12 silver, 12 copper, and there's 2 copper left over.
I'll take those. Cheers.
And
Yeah,
I think my.
Daryl should get the extra 2 coppers.
And if I'm wrong, chat can correct me.
And the horn. I assume you'd like the horn, Daryl. It seems like your kind of a thing.
I think I lost my signal whistle.
Yeah.
Sheepishly takes it.
Yeah. Is I think I don't know. I suppose somebody could ask Vorden if he's using one of the, for instance, like the splintered shield. It looks like it'll eventually break, but it will be plus 2 AC. So if somebody like wants a shield temporarily, I don't know. Navani could ask if he'll part with his, if she wants his hand me down shield. Yeah.
Can do that.
She may as well have 2 AC for however many hits it'll stop.
What would I add into my character sheet for that?
Just put in a shield, and then if it breaks, we'll just delete it. But
okie dokie.
So if you can't find it in the compendium,
I got
shield is Paddy, is that all right? We're saying Navani might ask Vorden if he's using his the splintered shield. She might get his hand-me-down shield.
Oh, here you go. And
Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Now, so, yeah. Onwards.
Can we tell how these people died?
It appears that they were crushed.
Okay.
It's what you guess, but give me a medicine check if you want to do more of a... Because, I mean, they're laying under rubble, but it's possible that was incidental.
Yeah.
You assume
just crushed.
Parts of them look pretty... And it's also, to be honest, even if they had been, like, stabbed or cut, or otherwise damaged, these putrefage larvae were kind of chomping on them pretty good.
Okay.
So... And they probably would have gone for any wounds, because even bits of them that are clearly crushed under the rubble, it kind of started eating away. Like one of the guys clearly had an arm that was crushed under the rubble, and they've chewed. Like they kind of did a 127 hours job on his arm, and kind of like.
Oh Lord! Okay.
Severed it.
So... Now that's an image I couldn't get out of my head.
Yeah.
No one else seems to have claimed it, so Durrell picks up the healer's kit too.
Yeah.
Okay, so what direction do we want to go?
Well, sorry, I should say to the west and the north. It's it's rubble
blocked
floor
off.
to ceiling. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Like floor to ceiling. Yeah, sorry, I should. I just actually I shouldn't have revealed really beyond, because you wouldn't really be able to see.
Well, it looks like we're going to the east then.
Yeah. Seems all clear.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, something was blocking. It kept moving around the screen, so I couldn't get to my token.
Yeah, it seems really kind of eventful. As you're kind of coming up this way, you feel another tremor. Suddenly sort of shake. It's a little more violent than the last one you encountered. You kind of feel it a bit more. Some dust falls from the ceiling, but everything seems intact. It settles.
Cool. Let's see where this thing is.
Sorry, guys.
Can I use some of my lay on hands? Yeah.
Of course you can.
So
you can use as much or as little as you want. Take as many of the 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
And you can dish. I mean, if you were to, and again, if at any point you do dish it out to other people, you can just divide it as you see amongst as many people as you can.
Okay.
Or you can give it all to one person, or doesn't.
Well, it was just for myself, so so I've just healed like 2 hit points.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
crack on down the corridor.
It seems kind of like it's kind of gone very quiet again, Sort of not, you hear the occasional drip. There's the constant soft trickle of grey water, wastewater, but you do see up ahead is another side room, another little chamber.
Patches is just like walking, reading the spell book. Like he's not caring. Like he's not even like super focused at this point.
So,
like he's walked into Vorden's back like twice already now, and Vorden stops.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm gonna search that room.
Yep.
I'll give her
Same.
advantage on that search.
Yeah, so everyone is
Investigation, is it? Or
investigation.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey,
sorry,
Patty
Sarah.
rolled more than a 2.
yay!
Pat, who's it trying to focus on? Oh, Navani, yeah, nat 20. Yeah, there is. Give me 1 second. Sorry, who was wearing somebody wearing the chain shirt? Somebody take that. Navani took it, did she? Yeah, cool.
I already had one. So
I think that was because the kind of rusty one had -1 AC, but this is. Yeah.
okay. So
But you're at normal now, so it's 15. 15 AC plus 2 from the shields here at 17. Okay, so let me give me just 1 second. I need to. Let me just pull up a random thing here. Give me 1 second. Just for that. Nat 20. Yeah, so as you're searching, there's a lot of stuff in here. You see, you pick it pretty clean. There, let me just post this into the chat real quick. So you find there's 9 arrows, 12 bolts for any kind of crossbow. There's a whetstone for sharpening metal. There's a steel mirror, just on like a simple handle. There are a pair of manacles, so just a short length of chain, and then the 2 cuffs. There's a mess kit for, eating out of, a little travel mess kit. There are not 8 ball bearings, as in 8 bags of 1,000 ball bearings. There are just 8 single ball bearings that you find scattered in a little tray. You're not sure what they're from. There are 2 nets, and there are 2 hunting traps, 2 bear traps, basically. With a little rust on them, but the mechanisms seem fine. They seem functional. But as you're searching around, it looks like you kind of really picked everything clean, and then Navani notices just kind of randomly, as sometimes things do, catch your eye, because she's looking at the judge's ring, and then it she accidentally drops it, and she's kind of like, oh shit, and you scurry away to kind of grab it up, and you dust it off. And as you're doing it, you notice that in the corner of the room there is a little one of the bricks is very slightly difficult, or it looks, some of the mortar has been scraped away, and you pull out the brick, and behind it you see that someone, a brown cloak or a smuggler, you're not sure who, has smuggled a it's like a little gemstone. It's a tiger's eye, so it's this sort of translucent brown with a golden center.
nice.
And it's worth 10 gold.
Okay.
I'll be the judge of that. Gives a look.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm assuming. Yeah. Doral. If Navani is telling people, then
Growing up, I did a lot of work in mines. I can tell you how much is that's worth if you want.
Yeah, sure. Take a look at it.
And I know it's worth 10 gold.
Well, actually, give me just give me a d20 with just with proficiency, just a d20 plus 2.
So 16.
Yeah. So it's actually a particularly fine tiger's eye. You kind of pick out some things that normally it's it's actually quite good clarity. It seems to be, it's not just a rough hewn, it's already been cut, so it's been shaped and smoothed out, and it's very fine work. So it actually probably fetched 15. You reckon to a 2A jeweler who knows what they're
Looks
about.
pretty good. I'd say that's worth 15 gold or something if you get the right buyer.
Nice.
Take it to an actual jeweler's and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I pocket that.
15 gold for a nat 20 on investigation ain't bad.
No, it's quite good.
Yeah. So yeah, but it seems you've really kind of you've picked the bones clean in that room as far as you can tell.
I'm gonna obviously grab the arrows.
Oh yeah.
And if no one else wants them, she also wants the manacles.
I was kind of thinking about taking those, but you can have them.
Well, you can have them later. She just wants to play it on picking.
Oh
them.
yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I'll take the mirror.
I'll have the bolts. Should no one else want them?
All we have to do is find you a crossbow then, and you'll be all set.
I'll take these ball bearings too.
And I shall also have the net. And as Andy says about the crossbow, he's kind of like looking at the bolts, and kind of like a glazed look comes over his eyes as he starts to sort of like just think about something.
Intriguing.
So
are these deep thoughts, or are they like, I don't know, the crossbow made him think of butterflies?
Durrell's using the steel mirror to peek around the corner without actually exposing himself.
Yep. So also there's two nets and there's two like bear traps, which there's rules for in Player's Handbook, so you can actually set them up to like if somebody steps on them, they get restrained and they take damage. So they can actually be used as traps. Just if it seems like if it's up anyone's up, so you use your action to set the trap, and then if a creature steps on it, they have to make a DC 13 dex save, or they take D4 piercing damage and they stop moving. So then basically until they make a strength check to get out of it, they can't move, and each time they fail, they take 1 piercing damage as the bear trap kind of, sinks into them. So if anybody wants those.
Who took the short sword the last time? They presumably would want the whetstone.
Vorden. Yeah, Vorden took the short sword.
Ah, yes, whetstone. Thank you.
But unless it comes up, we can, if people want to kind of sort out afterwards, if they say, oh, hey, just in chat afterwards, if people are like, does anybody really want, the second net or whatever? Does anybody mind if I take it, or can I have both? Blah blah blah. So,
did Durrell jump in the poop on purpose, or was that accidental?
I have no idea. No, I'm not standing in poop.
No, I don't think he's.
No?
That's where he is on for me.
Sometimes Roll20 glitches and shows a token a little bit off from where it actually is.
Normally Durrell is like patrolling up and down the corridor, and then I was suddenly like, no, he just decided to jump in the poop.
Exfoliating his.
Very confused there for a moment. No.
I've seen that before. It glitches, and it's like the token is shunted like 5 feet off in a random direction. So Navani moving, kind of proceeding along. I'm just gonna reveal, that. So moving on again, it seems pretty uneventful. You don't hear anything apart from the trickling of water.
I say to Vorden, hey, have you sobered up yet? Let's move. Come on.
And he kind of he's still looking at the bolts, and he yes, sir, you're correct. Coming. And he stows those away and follows Durrell.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Sorry. So as click this out of the way. So as you move along, and Navani and Andy, Pouches, as you kind of come into this chamber, and again you see the bars, and you see more of these. There's more spider webs, these kind of giant spider webs down this, this corridor.
It's blocked
kind of
off. Oh yeah.
yeah, and it's blocked by the bars. But you notice who like it looks like you see something for a split second, like kind of run like kind of past and then look in your direction and then start running away. So there's two little beady red eyes and what looks like a kind of it looks roughly not human sized, it looks kind of like halfling sized, furry, like gray and furry, and this thing like turns and runs on two legs away from you, and as it runs away you could swear it had like a pink tail as it just runs away into the darkness at the sight of you.
And it ran upwards or up the corridor?
No, sorry,
did it
it
run
was
through the bars?
beyond the bars. So it ran like it was probably like somewhere like down here, and in the darkness, and then it's you kind of saw its outline, and it saw like when it saw you, it scurried away, down the tunnel to the east.
If I go over to those bars, like, can I see anything or hear anything down that corridor? Past the bars?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
How big was this creature?
About halfling size, so it looked humanoid. It was on two legs, and it was probably maybe like between 3 and 4 feet. Difficult to tell in the darkness. Sorry, Andy. What was? I'll just check the check. 10.
10.
No, it's like you hear like every so often you hear something and you're not sure if it's like footprints. Is it this thing sort of scurrying, and then the giant cobwebs are very unnerving, and then a thought strikes you of like, what if it's not this thing running? What if it's giant spider legs and they're coming towards me? Like, and you kind of like get the shivers and you kind of step back from the bars.
Back away from the bars.
Moving. Yeah, something's moving down in the tunnel, but you're not sure. It could be the echo is making the noise much louder than it is, or it could be a giant fucking spider about to. What if it's on the ceiling and I can't see it? And you look, it's like, fuck. So.
Yeah, she scrambles the hell back from the bars.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay. So do you guys want to go this way?
It doesn't look like we have much of a choice.
All we can do, I think.
Okay. So I move up.
I'll follow.
Andy's now hanging back and waiting to hide behind either Jiro or
just as
Gordon.
So where Pouches is, Nirvana, you can move back one if you want. But as you round the corner, so as people round the corner and come up, you see just like in the tunnel ahead of you, there is this huge mass of shit and like waste, like, and little bits of debris in it, and it's just pulsating and like this big pile of goop, and as it sees, you're not really sure if it sees you, but as you kind of get, as that close, Navani and Pouches, it seems to kind of like, it kind of bubbles and kind of wriggles to life, and you see like a little tendril, like a little bit of it kind of like starts snaking out, just like part of it starts sort of feeling in the 5-foot space around it. And we're going to roll initiative as you have found the excremental. And wait, hang on, what is that?
Vorden pulls down his sunglasses and says, "That's one big pile of shit."
I don't know why it's not. I'm just going to delete everyone from the tracker. Sorry. And let me just. What is going on here? Sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. That's why.
Navani got double digits on initiative.
Hey!
Woo! Oh my God.
Got there in the end.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
That is what she said several times
On her birthday.
on her birthday.
I don't know why it won't let me. I need to work this out, but there's a way to make it roll initiative, and I'll try and work it out after. But I'll just go do normal.
I'll add you there in a sec.
How is it that I always manage to roll really high initiative? Pretty much.
Me
crap everything
too.
else.
Apart from this time, yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to It's giving me a bit of trouble here. Hang on 2 seconds. Well, I think you'd be all right. This thing's initiative is -4. Okay, so 12 minus 4 is 8. And we have what did you roll there, Patty?
12.
12. So yeah, let me add a turn for Vorden. Where's he gone? Here's 12. And actually, I don't know if there's a button to like put these in order, but I'm just dragging everyone. So it looks like Andy's going first with 23.
If you use the shoot, well, I can't see it, but normally there's like a little expansion or a gear on the bottom right of the turn order, and then there's like a arranging descending. Yeah.
Yep, got it. So who has higher dex, Navani or Vorden? I'm gonna assume maybe Vorden.
I've got an 18 dex, that's why it's 12.18.
Yeah.
My dex is 18. Oh wait, no.
14.
Okay, yeah. So Vorden before that. So just give me 1 second. Okay, now this thing is, yeah. Now, Andy, you can kind of just barely see around the corner that, like, Navani and Pouches and Vorden are very literally like, oh shit, like, thing is like, just this blob of just shit. Like the smell is even from back there. It's like, whoa, it's bad,
pungent.
Yeah.
I think we found the shit for brains.
That's it.
I think I can actually. I do have line of like arrowing.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, it's pretty big.
Okay, so she's gonna notch up one of her brand spanking new arrows. Which I'm not looking forward to retrieving at the end from from this. I think there will be some serious or arrow washing in my future.
No, we'll have to try and I'll do it as well, but I'll have to try and remember to keep track of the arrows. You can recover half of your spent ammunition at the end of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do is I'll probably just track them as I use them and then figure out the numbers after.
Yep.
So, short bow. Come on, hit. So 18 to hit.
It certainly hits.
Okay, with 9 damage, and nobody is close enough to. Yeah, no one's within 5 foot. So yeah.
No. So yeah, Andy. See this, like, pulls out the bow, and it's you have fired one before, but it's been a while, but manages to knock an arrow, pretty quickly and shoot. You just shoot into this thing just anywhere. There's no discernible way that you can see to determine, like, is there a weak point? It's like it doesn't have a head, it doesn't have a torso, it's just a blob of.
It doesn't have any weak points.
It's either 100% weak spot or 100% strong point. It's like you're not sure, but it seems to like it does dig into it, and where it kind of hits it, there is an expansion of its sort of gooey brown mass, but it's like, so it seems to sort of disperse a little bit, but then it starts to sort of coalesce back around the arrow and starts sucking the arrow into it, and then. Is Andy moving?
No, she's gonna stay where she is.
Cool. Then it's Pouches.
You muted, Pontius.
Yeah, sorry, talking to myself here. Sorry for stealing your thing, Vorden. I am gonna look at this thing. I'm gonna then just mutter some arcane words and point at a rock further down the corridor about here.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna just go whoop, and watch it flick, watch the purple energy streak behind as it flicks into this giant heaving mass.
Yep. Go for it.
So that's a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sorry. Yes, it's a dex save, not an attack.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna fail. 12.
That's 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah, because it was 16 minus 4 to its dex, so 13. Yeah, 13 points of damage. It does. It's a similar thing. You see it impact, and similar thing to the arrow. It does kind of slam into it, and it does spray some of the matter away from it, diminishing it somewhat, where it kind of splats and sprays some of its mass onto the walls, and a little bit onto Navani. But
of course
it does. But then it starts to just assimilate and suck up the rock.
And then I'm gonna move back to here.
Yeah.
God bless you.
Give Navani some space to run away.
Somebody's thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that is actually what Sergeant Steingard said, which is my advice would be, if you have to go in and hit it, but hit it and, don't stay.
Get in and get out.
Don't stay next to it. Yeah, get in and get out.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
All day long.
That's what she said.
Exactly.
It's dirty rock sucker. So that was Pouches. It is Vorden.
Deranged Rhino has offered us hit it and quit it.
Hit it and quit it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Vorden moves up a little bit, and he kind of he's impressed that something smells worse than he does. Nose starts to twitch, and he's going to take a flask of lantern oil that he found earlier, and throw it in front of this thing, kind of there.
Yeah.
And I guess I can't really throw a torch as well, because that would be another action, right?
Well, because I would say I would kind of treat it as an attack roll, but I want to see, because there's actually something with the oil. Yeah, you can make a ranged attack kind of with it, and if it hits, it covers it in oil, and then if something hits it if you hit it with fire, then it will start to burn.
Cool.
So yeah, give me just essentially it's like a range, but it's treated as an improvised weapon. It says so. Just give me
a normal
D20 plus your dex, as if you're
D20 plus my dex,
or your strength, but your dex is higher, isn't it? Because you're
it is.
Throwing it. Improvised thrown weapon.
And then add a 4 onto that, which is a 19.
Yeah, so, this flask sails through the air, and it crashes off it, coats it in oil, and it starts seeping into it, and it's giving it even more of a nice little glistening shine. And as you see, this thing is it takes up the entire tunnel. It's just filling it, just floor to ceiling, wall to wall, as it moves along. And then, sorry guys, where am I? I lost something. Okay, sorry, Vorden. Are you
Your
doing anything
sanity?
Yes.
I am going to.
Long ago.
You can use. I can't throw something else, right? So. I am going to walk up to this thing, and can I use my?
Torch.
Yeah, just drop the torch in front of it.
Yeah.
And kind of step back again.
You can either drop it or if you want to literally stick the torch into this thing,
I'm just gonna go.
But when Vorden, when you if you will move yourself back within 5 feet of it, please.
Yep.
So
I'm there.
oh no, never mind. No, sorry. So you get within 5 feet of it, and as you approach, like the smell is, it's the worst thing that Vorden has ever smelled, and that's saying something, you know. Like you're in there for a split second as you drop the torch, and you like feel like you're like close to passing out, you know, as you kind of like, oh fuck, you know, like you can feel it like creeping into your nostrils, and it's like yeah, like you're gonna throw up. So yeah, you get out of there pretty quick.
Can we do like a Kamehameha battle if I lift my armpits in the air? Like his smell versus mine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So as you did that. Oh, there's just a big delay between the beginning and the end of the song. I was like, did it stop looping? So yeah, as you do that, so it was gonna take an attack of opportunity as you move away.
Darn.
But let me see. So 2 seconds. Okay. 8 plus 5, 13.
Need 17.
Yeah. So it's just like kind of just very sluggishly kind of takes a swing at you. And then that is Vorden's turn. And actually, let me just, as we go to Navani, I'm just going to, it's your turn now. I'm just going to check the rules on the oil just to see when does it, I think it takes damage at the beginning of its turn. It sets it on fire and then it takes like 5 fire damage or something. But it's Navani anyway.
All right, I'm going to hit it and quit it. And I'm going to use my flail.
Yep.
And
Flail and bail.
Flail and bail.
Right, that one's ours. Yeah.
Yeah, that's well done,
Episode
Ben.
title.
If we
Well
could
done.
give the DM a point of inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did we came up with an episode?
No,
or
don't
somebody,
you kill
did
us
somebody,
with it.
Yeah. Did somebody suggest an episode title for the last one? I forget what it was. Or maybe that was
Paddy
in the
did.
Humblewood.
Paddy
Yeah.
definitely had an
Something
idea.
about
For
shit.
Can't remember what it was. Yeah.
Oh, I think because we said we came back from break and we were like, oh, it doesn't matter. So the oil, let me just check. Sorry, guys.
Nice on the flail.
Not bad.
Yeah, 2 rounds. Cool. So yeah, the flail is. I'm assuming it's more than a 7.
It's
Yeah.
19.
Yeah. So yeah, give me flail damage. So plus. So I'm going to assume as well. This is booming blade.
Yes.
So yeah. So 9. So pretty hefty. You know, come in and like. And you can see that as you're doing this, like it's starting to catch on fire, like it's like kind of, and if the smell wasn't bad enough, the smell of burning shit and rotten
Flaming
meat
hot turd.
and yeah, exactly. But you like, and you smack into it, and it's this squelch, and it feels like rubbery and but mushy, and it splats on you as you flail
Oh,
it.
of course it does.
Navani is, yeah. Navani is just like just covered in blood and shit and bug fluid. And then yeah, she pops back. It takes attack of opportunity as she does so, but that is 9 plus 5, 14, which is a miss. And then it is Doral. Now, is Navani moving any further back?
No.
Okay. Doral.
He's gonna stand at the back and just shout, everyone stand behind me. We gotta clear the blockage. If we kill it while it's there, it's still blocked. And I ready an action to hit the thing if it comes within melee.
Sure, makes sense. And then it is the excremental. So it's its turn, and it moves 5 feet.
Booming blade.
Moved, booming blade. So give me a D8.
Ah.
but so it like, but it does. It seems to just absorb so much of it. It's like a big spongy mass of poo. So it
does it look like when you throw a firecracker into like a gas stop toilet?
Yes. So 9. Sorry guys, let me just forgot to actually take the 9 off it. So, okay, yeah. So it is the excremental. So it moves 5 feet, and then it moves another 5 feet, which is its full movement, and it engulfs Vorden and Navani.
No.
And then it enters your spaces when. So the two of you make me a deck save. You got to beat 12. 12. Get 12 or higher.
Dear. Oh, dear.
Ben being nice and telling you what the save is.
Or for a fact.
Oh no.
Dex.
Not being nice, because if I don't say what it is, I can choose to let them succeed unless they get like a 1. So who is that Vord? No, Navani didn't save, did she?
I did not.
So Vorden, you can choose to be sorry. I think it's you can choose to be pushed 5 feet back or to the side of the extra. So you can basically choose to like pushed somewhere 5 feet away. Like basically you can choose to be pushed into one of these 2 squares here.
Yeah.
Get shunted out basically.
I guess be pushed onto the walkway if I can be.
Yeah, you can get behind Navani, but Navani gets stuck. It's just her armor. It's like a little bit the chain shirt, and she's kind of a bit like bulky. She's bigger and stronger. It's just a little bit heavier, so she kind of gets like drawn in and more. And she's not as kind of squirrely as Vorden.
I kind of put my hands out and sort of like shout Navani as I try and pull her out with me, but my hands are just so covered in shit they just slide off.
It just drags you out, and then I'm not sure if it happens at the. So on failed save, the excremental enters the creature's space. The creature takes the creature takes 8 poison damage.
Okay.
And is engulfed.
Whoa.
So the engulfed creature, you can't breathe, you're restrained, and you will take 4d6 poison damage at the start of each of the excremental's turns.
Here's a question: is the excremental still on fire?
I was going to say it takes so it takes 5 damage. So you're inside a pile of flaming poo. So it takes 5 damage. But the first time you fail, so Navani, the first time you get engulfed, will you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Of course, it's the cleric.
Oh, thanks.
Paladin.
Okay.
Paladin.
Same thing. Thankfully, you are not infected with sewer plague.
Oh dear.
As this, you manage to hold your breath before you get engulfed, so you don't swallow any of the putrefying matter. So then, successful save, but you are now immune to its infection for 24 hours. So, on your turn, you can make an action to take an action to make a strength check to get out, and be pushed, 5 feet out.
Okay.
So the excremental is burning, and it has moved 10 feet. So Andy, you're up. Navani's inside, like she just suffocating right now.
So, if I shoot an arrow into it,
it's big enough that you won't hit Navani.
At that angle. So I won't hit Navani.
Nope.
Okay. So I'm going to notch up another arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Does Navani count as being within 5 foot of the creature now?
No, but Vorden is still within 5 feet.
Okay, so short bow attempt to hit. 13 to hit?
Yeah.
Okay, I can also, so that takes 6 piercing damage, but I can also now add my sneak attack.
You can indeed.
Hang on. Did that roll at all? Oh, I think that. Oh, 1. Oh,
No.
come
Oh,
on.
yeah, it's just.
I thought it was like, finally,
is it
I
just?
get
Is it just?
damage. I got 1.
It's just 1d6 at level 1, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Andy. Is Andy moving away or staying there?
5, 10. Andy is going to move to. Oh, hang on.
Sure.
I have to turn.
Oh, you're
No,
probably on the ruler, not on the cursor.
I'm on the ruler, yeah. So.
Yeah, I always So click on the just on the cursor.
Cursor, yeah.
Cool.
There we go. So she's going to move to there, so she still has line of sight.
Sure.
And that is me.
Okay, Pouches, you're up. Big Sis is in trouble.
Andy will enthuse Pouches
The music
by
got very
shouting,
somber.
throw another crate at it. Do the thing where you threw the crate and wrecked all the rats.
So I'm gonna again. I'm gonna point into the like river of shit and like see there's like a big chunk, like a big like rock floating there. I'm just gonna like flick it up.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of shit.
So I'm gonna cast
Catapult
again.
You have to pick an object. You can't catapult Navani.
Yeah, nah. I can only catapult like 5 pounds.
So, yeah.
So it's like a fist-sized rock.
Shoot a little rocket at this thing.
So it's a dex saving throw from you.
Oh, gee, I keep forgetting because I imagine it as like a. No, that's a fail. That's a 5.
12 points of damage only. That was not a great roll.
Sorry. But.
And then I'm gonna just shout to Vorden. I'm gonna pull her out of there.
And as you say that, it's like Pouches is like pull her. He slams. It's like this thing catapults into it. This big rock goes hurtling, and it's kind of breaks a big hole in it, and it opens for a minute. And Pouches, you see Navani. Navani is kind of takes another breath. The two of you kind of catch each other's eyes as you see Navani for a second in this flaming just pile of filth. And then it
hopefully
starts
giving Vorden a chance to stick a hand in there and it closes in then around, and Navani, you see the world and Pouches ahead of you start to fade again as this thing closes around you, encapsulating you in blackness. But as that happens, Navani, you hear from behind the tunnel behind, you hear it's like a tear. You hear this ripping sound, and then all of you, where it was closing up, suddenly something just splits the excremental in two, just cuts it right down the middle. And then it's as it's cut down the middle, it seems to quiver and start to melt, and something has just cleaved this thing and killed it. And then standing there, where is my thing gone? Behind it, where the excremental once was, there's a man, tall, broad-shouldered. Hang on, just understand that he's tall, broad-shouldered, and a dark look in his face. He's got a black hood and a black cloak just draped over him. He's carrying a huge, a big, long, very thin, great sword. It's dripping with filth. And then you see this man. His face is burnt up one side. One of his eyes milky and a white pupil. And this you would all recognize, because Jasper was only regaling you with tales of him before. And before you is the man that you believe to be the Black Cloak of legend, the Kingslayer, and the man who betrayed his oath. And he's standing there, he's just killed the excremental. He's standing there eyeing all of you. This guy's about 6'7", broad but kind of lean muscle. He's looking at you all, and there's just a moment of breath. And is Navani would be tucked away.
No, she goes, but he sees Navani on the ground. He looks at all of you, and he says, "Have any of you seen a ring? Black."
I don't say anything.
I'm just a little bit like stunned having seen this. Seen someone who's a bit of their history I know.
Look, he's looking at all of you. He's like, "Aren't you all Cloaks? Sworn men and women? Are you liars? Have you seen the ring or not?"
No one here's a liar, especially not me. We found a big guy who had a shield. He was stuck under some rubble and killed dead. He had a signet ring made of obsidian with a glass face on it. My friend here picked it up.
The Black Cloak, looks down at Navani.
Talk about fucking landing me in it.
He puts his hand out. He's like,
I give him the ring.
So he says, "I saved your life. A life for a ring. Seems like a fair trade." And as Navani is reaching out to hand him the ring, there's a huge tremor. You feel the whole sewer shake. It's like dust falls down between Navani and the Black Cloak, and then you see just lands between you a chunk of rock. The Black Cloak leaps back like a panther. Navani has to sort of scrabble back, and you can see now the tunnel before you, Navani. It's about to come down on your head. So the tunnel is rapidly just collapsing.
Okay.
I run forward at this point. I gotta get to her. I gotta pull her out of this.
Andy is
Vorden is trying to also. Sorry, Blair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whereas Andy is just standing back here with Durham. She just smacks him in the arm and goes, "Why did you tell him that?"
Yeah. As this happens, okay, Pouches, or so is.
I'll probably give Vorden assistance.
Yeah, Vorden, will you give me a strength check if you're
strength.
pulling Navani out of there with advantage, because Pouches is helping. The two of you are dragging Navani away.
I don't know. I feel like I need to roll just to see if I can give advantage with strength.
Yeah.
Would that be athletics?
Sure, if you want to, yeah.
I've got, yeah.
I looked at Andy and I say, "Shut up, you incompetent anvil dropping sissy. This is what we're supposed to do. Have you not seen the thing in your wrist?
Yeah, you didn't have to give him. You didn't have to tell him about the ring, though. That's not in our orders anywhere."
So Vorden, the two of you managed to pull Navani away, and because these rocks were falling, and then just as more are coming down, the Black Cloak he reaches to try and go for Navani, but two rocks land just in front of him, and there's a split second where they're falling. It looks like he turns, but you don't see dust is thrown up, and you don't see what happens to the Black Cloak as the entire tunnel is just collapsed and choked with rubble. And actually, in this tremor, you notice that these set of bars here to the south, the bars themselves are quite strong, but actually the ceiling above them, just a little arch cracks, and then a big chunk of it falls away, and one 3 or 4 of the bars just fall because the cement and the mortar holding them in just collapses, and the way to the south is opened up, but the tremor does stop and nothing else seems to be falling.
So
and it is now still in the chamber.
It didn't open any of the bars near where the big, massive, creepy spider webs are, did it?
No,
open
just
bars to the east.
No, just a couple of bars, just a little bit of the arch where you fell. And there's a couple other things, you heard some stuff further down the tunnel, kind of collapse, and there's some loose bits and pieces fell, but why is this
wasn't really the Black Cloak, was it?
Sorry, that was supposed
Looked
to be.
like it to me.
He never said why he wanted the ring.
I look.
Stories about this man. God knows who he is or what he really done, but he lost something and I found it, and he's gonna
You found nothing,
call me
Daryl.
an
I didn't
inhonorable
realize.
person.
I didn't realize that you'd swore an oath to an oathbreaker. I thought you swore allegiance, or or working for the Brown Cloaks. I didn't realize that you were in cahoots with the Black Cloak.
I'm just gonna kind of
Don't know
glance.
the Black Cloak did anything wrong. And
Are we gonna
How
run
did you even
away
know it
from
was
him?
his?
or he didn't. I'm gonna give the thing back to him. He's obviously looking for it. I'm
It
still
wasn't
here
yours
half
to
dead.
give.
I can't use my left arm. It's done. It's shot. I couldn't even fight that thing. He cut it in half with one blow. He could have killed us at any moment.
I'm just gonna kind of
He's
glance
stuck
to
behind the
Navani's hand
rubble.
to
Can
see
we
if she's
go?
still holding the ring.
Do I still have the ring?
You do still have the ring.
Okay. Can I heal myself up?
Technically, it belongs, as far as Navani is concerned anyway, like it belongs
to the lore keepers. Yeah.
Can you what? Sorry.
Can I heal up? So I'm going to use the rest of my lay on
Yeah, as long
hands.
as you're not down, like yep.
Surely it couldn't have been the Black Cloak. It's a mythology. Stories, songs, no?
Whether it's him or some dude in cosplay, it's sus as fuck that he wanted the ring. So I say we skedaddle out of here. The monster blockage is gone.
I want to get this back to the lore keepers.
Some people would say like some people are of the opinion that the Black Cloak is dead. He either, well, I mean, if he didn't really get away, then the King's people probably would have, paraded his corpse around. But it's been like 10 years since any of the authorities have seen him anyway. So he's like a ghost. So some people are like, he's probably dead. He probably died in some desert in Ganyu or something. He probably, ran as far south as he could and then, got fucking eaten by a sandworm or something, who fucking knows, he's probably dead.
Yeah.
But then some people are like, no, he's still plotting against the king, and there's all kinds of stories. But he was like
I say,
big guy with a black cloak and a burnt face and a milky eye, and
Let's worry about that guy, whoever he is, later, and let's just get the fuck out of here. The blockage is fixed. Even if half the tunnel is fucking collapsed, that's not our problem. That's the repair crew.
I agree.
So, can we get through this right now? Because that would be a more direct route to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure that Andy's geography is the best, but she thinks it would be the fastest way out of here.
Yeah, considering we've seen it from both sides, I think we'd know.
Yeah. It's almost like we're going to cut away now to you leaving the sewers.
Yeah. Well, as everyone else kind of begins heading that way, I'm just gonna grab Navani as she like steps away, just like grab her on the shoulder and just be like, "I'm glad you're alive," and like hug her. And then as I'm hugging her, I'm gonna be like, "You fucking stink."
Yeah.
And like there's like filth on both of us now. Like we're like both covered in filth, but I'm just like, "I'm glad you're alive," kind of hug.
Yeah. I assume I just lost my 2 arrows because they were irretrievable when the rocks fell on them.
Oh yeah.
Yes, because you have to take the time. Yeah, so as all of you kind of make your way, some in silence, I'm sure, Doral is in stony silence with the rest, with these vagabonds
Gypsies.
and thieves and yeah.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Yeah, call from them. Yeah, so yeah, Doral is singing the Cher song in his head right now. You all, make your way back, and one by one, you climb back up the ladder, the sewer access that you were in, or that you came down in. And as you, reach up, pop the trapdoor, and you, Navani takes the keys that she was carrying and unlocks the door, which she locked behind her, so that no one else could get into the sewer access. And then stepping out into the street, it is now busier. It is, still morning because, you're down there for like a couple of hours. But the section of the city is a bit more bustling now, more people are out. And then in that silence, you hear a little, the song, oh, I was a drunken sailor and I was in it singing. And then you see walking down the lane is Jasper with Daisy and Callister, aka Prince, who were kind of returning from the job that they were on, and he stops and he kind of looks at the rest of you. He's like, friends, like, I'm glad you're not dead. Although,
So are we.
you smell like you are.
Fragrant,
Quick,
isn't
come.
it?
Come on, to the Cloaking Club. You can tell me of your daring deeds after you buy me a pint. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
Hey.
Hey.
That was great.
Mission accomplished.
Yes.
You'll report for duty back to Sergeant Steingard and turn in what evidence you choose to turn in.
So are we
Or
going to
not.
level up on the stream next week, or are we going to...
Yeah,
level
so
up?
I think we because there will be we can get into it as well more next week, but there's going to be like a little bit of a time, like a little bit of a time skip, like a week of in world time of there or thereabouts, because obviously guys are brown cloaks, so it's not like every single day they're all together, all on the same missions, you know. Some kind of downtime will pass, and yeah, so we're going to level to level 2 for next week. But I'll leave that. What do you guys think? Do you guys want to level up on stream? Do you want to do it privately amongst ourselves, or what do people in the chat think? Does anyone in chat have any opinions?
Does anyone in the chat want to watch us doing the leveling up?
Yeah.
Does that sound like the best or the worst thing ever?
Or
I
you
don't
like,
know if you want to watch us do that.
Yeah.
do all that boring crap and get back to fighting.
Yeah.
Well, you
I'm
can
just waiting to
vote,
see what chat says.
or if you want to, if you aren't in it already, join in the Discord. I don't know, in the Twitch channel or wherever Michaela thinks is appropriate. I don't know if people want to voice their opinion. Now and next
Deranged
week.
Rhino says he
That's
liked
the-
seeing that.
Level up on stream
Lestat
from the
agrees. Yeah, so it looks like people want us to level up on stream.
Ben, do you want us to have an idea of what we've been doing in the week that's elapsed, or is it just take it as a given that like?
Yeah, I'll talk to you after. If there's anything specific like that you kind of want to do, come talk to me. You know, give me a message or whatever. We can talk about that. You don't. I don't want anyone to have any pressure. You don't have to do it. Life's busy enough without having
I've
to
got
worry
some
about
ideas.
what your character was doing. But
I'm
Deranged,
definitely
there's-
having
there
a
might be-
shower. Like I'm definitely
Yeah, there might
bathing
be-
like a
for
day.
days.
A what? What's
Bathing.
Yeah. For instance,
Bathing in a bath for days.
yeah, for instance, Doril, if you wanted to, I don't know, if you wanted to take in a fight, you might be able to earn a little bit of extra coin. You will all have, you know, you'll probably be 1 gold piece richer because you will have worked a week and gotten. Well, actually, at the end of this week, when you're level 2, your initiation period in the Brown Cloaks will be finished. You will get 2 gold pieces, which are the wages for the 2 weeks that you worked. You'll get it in 2 lots of 10 pieces of silver, your 10 bits, and you will have that. So you will officially be full Brown Cloaks, and anything that you know, like Doril's, completely the cosmetic. They won't infer any kind of bonus, but Doril's knuckle dusters that he had, and other little kind of things like that. So, you know, Jorel might be able to take in a fight for some coin. If you can think of something like that, Andy, if you want to decide that you've tried picking someone's pocket, let me know. We'll see.
I do have some ideas of what Andy will get up to as soon as she has any little spark of freedom at all.
Yeah, and there will be.
I've
Yeah.
got some ideas.
Mm-hmm.
The Ranged Rhino
So-
said at least the HP rolls, if nothing else. Oh Shutter Photo said leveling is fun. Lestat says week-long shower. And the Ranged Rhino says can smell you from here, Zanfia.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll have the shit stains to prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Very
wow.
good.
So, with that, then. I
So
think-
since this is like a group now, I vote we call ourselves the Skid Marks.
The shit.
Oh,
The shits too.
The shit's true.
That's what the captain already calls us, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah. So,
Shit kickers.
the shit,
Yeah.
the shit kickers. Yeah. I
Flaming
will
shit.
say I was not expecting it at all because the excremental which we used is I don't know if I should say, but it's something of our own creation anyway. So we may see more of that, and that may at some point become available to people. It's stat blocks, and they come in a variety of sizes. That was the large sized one. So we didn't see all of its.
Super sized one.
Yeah, we didn't see all of its abilities, and I actually thought it was going to be deadlier than that. Well, or it should be by the CR calculations and all that. But you acquitted yourselves well, and you actually did deal its pretty much like it's you pretty much had killed it before that the appearance of the black cloak. So well done.
Thank you.
So we can totally feel proud of ourselves about not needing a heroic rescue.
No.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big one, but yeah, you probably could have. Well, I mean, we'll see, because if Navani went down once she took 46 poison damage at the start of her turn, maybe
That was painful.
But, yeah, but she didn't go down. Everyone, yeah. So well done, mission accomplished. Prey slaughtered.
Yeah.
As they say in what is that, Bloodborne? I don't remember. I don't.
As we're heading
brain
to
is an excremental.
Club and Cloak, is it the tavern called?
Cloak and Club, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Cloak and Club. As we're heading to the Cloak and Club, Vorden turns around and says, "Everyone, anyone else feel like they need to take a dump?"
And on that note, so we will see. So looks like then we're going to be leveling up next week. Before that, we will talk a little bit about what everyone got up to in the week, and there's also some stuff that we have planned, and we'll jump into the next adventure. So if you enjoyed tonight and the first session, if you caught it, so if you're liking it so far and excited about next week, please consider subscribing. Really helps us out, lets us do more of this, and helps the community grow. So yeah, subscribe if you can, and I hope you all had fun watching. I hope all you guys had fun playing. And I don't know, Paddy or Kayla, or does anyone have announcements or closing statements?
I suppose just that we've got other streams on the go as well. So we've got Lost Mines. Juwan is running, so that'll be on Tuesday, and then next week we'll be having our Humblewood game on Friday. So myself and Kyle just played with Nerds Next Door on Friday night, which was really, really fun. So that'll be alternating as well. But apart from that,
and you can catch me and Michaela. Yeah, so there'll be Michaela and Kyle will be back on the Nerds Next Door one every alternating week on the Friday, and then the other Fridays, me and Michaela play in the Humblewood games. So you can catch us in other regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah.
And then keep an eye on our Kickstarter when we launch. It'll be coming soon.
Yeah.
And also, I was thinking it would be fun for the community if, like, when we're not this time, but like when you're having a week of downtime where we're going to go do something and then talk about it in the next episode, you could probably like come up with a list of 3 things or something per character and put them to the vote, or and then we have to come back and do whatever the community wanted us to do that week. Something like that.
Yeah, we can work on that.
We can start working stuff like that up.
Yeah, we'll do that later on. It could be interesting.
Yeah, cool. So
alrighty.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
See you next week. Have a good night, morning, afternoon.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for a great game, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, you're all great.